My check, my check. Let me make sure we're live. Hello? Hello? Oh my god. Okay. Audio sounds so freaking good. Um, let me see. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It feels so good to be back up and running on YouTube. I've been having so much going on in my personal life, but I am back in a position to where I can finally start streaming again and getting back to how things used to be for me. Well, I'm not gonna say how they used to be. Let's say we're doing better than where we started. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just jump into these videos. I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. Please hit the like button on your way in, and let's go ahead and get started on our first video.
Okay, where are you from? Okay, what do you got for me? What do you got?
Well, I just wanted to touch a little bit on the topic. I think right now, nowadays, the younger kids are not in tune with who they are. But I've been
Uh-huh.
married for a long time, and I got my husband and me are on the same level.
How long you been married?
20 years.
Because I saw you in there cooking up some stuff.
Oh yeah, I got about 30 minutes. Hubby gets home, and then I want everything to be
What are
hot,
you
cold,
moving
ready to
around
go.
on your head?
Oh, my hair gets in my face.
Oh, okay, go ahead. As long as
Hey,
you
y'all
cooking and
remember
getting
I know
ready,
she
that?
like
right?
black
Do you have
men.
any kids?
I got 3 kids.
Any daughters?
One daughter.
How old is she?
She will be 20 this year.
Are you have you did you raise her to be a wife?
Well, I hope I did by my examples that I set, but I do want her to get an education and feel satisfied in her life before she goes on. But
What does
she's
that
already
mean?
got somebody. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
What does that mean? You want her to get an education to be satisfied in her life before she moves on. What does that mean?
Well, because everybody feels better. I think you feel better the more you know and the more educated you can become. To me, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna go run a corporation or anything like that. Because I'm just a regular person. But
Right.
it's good to have an education so that you can teach your children in case something happens and
Oh,
you
I
can
agree.
step in as a mother.
I agree. I agree. But I think it's also important to teach your daughters to prioritize relationships over job because the
That
world
she
tells them to
does.
prioritize job over relationship.
Yeah, see that I really. She's picking up on that. I kind of did that more by example every day instead of having to say it.
But you got to
Sometimes I
say
feel like
it.
at
But you got to
18,
say it. But you got to say it.
that's yeah. I feel like
That's
she's
one of the
doing.
biggest things that when I talk to young women, the biggest disconnects is their mothers who were married didn't teach them, didn't talk to them, and didn't tell them specifically. They just live life, and that is insufficient based upon the thousands of women who I've talked to about this, and they tell me my mama didn't teach me nothing.
True.
All right,
True.
finish cooking them grits.
Thank you. Nice
Yeah,
talking with you, Kevin.
bye bye. Yeah, ladies, I'm gonna tell you. You know, a lot of times, I think women today, especially married women, don't want to seem like they're limiting their daughters or telling their daughters that, well, if you get married, um, you don't want to tell their daughters to get married. That's what it comes down to. It's like you're more comfortable letting them make their own decisions. No, daughters need to be directed. You need to tell them your wishes. Yes, I want you to be educated and be able to.
I totally agree with what Kevin is saying. If it's one thing that I wish I had learned in my younger years was to how to be a wife instead of having to teach myself how to be one. I'm grateful for whatever my mom taught me. I mean, I guess maybe she did the best she could because maybe her mother didn't teach her. But if I had to go back and choose, I would have wished I had the instructions, right? Life is already hard enough. Girl, don't send me out here naked. Jeez.
Think and know your own mind and know these things, but also family is important, and that requires a husband. And these things are important. And women, I think a lot of women think they're doing their daughter a service by not telling them, because if you told them, that would make them feel like they got to get married, or if they didn't get married, they'd be a failure. And that's not the case. So you got these girls out here just running around and they don't know. So they pick whatever they like versus picking what works.
That is so freaking true, and it doesn't do anybody any justice. I don't think it's right. It's kind of abusive to leave your daughter out here in the world just naked like that.
Picking whatever they like versus what works. Yeah, this Russell thing, I think I'll pick this up in Men's Week. But I'm going to go on the record again. I think this Russell Wilson thing, there is a conversation needs to happen amongst the men. But ladies, where it needs to happen amongst the ladies is, y'all want to say Sierra's prayer and y'all want a Russell Wilson? All right, let me tell you the problem with that bullshit. You ain't fucking Russell Wilson in high school. That's the problem. That's the problem. You ain't going to the prom with Russell Wilson. You're not sleeping with Russell Wilson. You're not Russell Wilson's girlfriend. You ain't going to Russell Wilson's locker. You ain't doing none of that shit with Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson's a freshman in college, you ain't going to his dorm buying them Domino's pizza. You ain't doing none of that shit. What you doing is you going to kick it with whomever. Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How you doing, Mr. Kevin?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 28.
All right, what do you got for me?
All right. I pretty much wanted to say, how I think modern women mostly are scared. They make it seem like it's this boss attitude, but it's really fear, fear of fear of submitting, fear of being wrong. I'm in a
Are you single?
relationship.
Or
I
are
can
you
be a good.
single? Or are you married?
I'm not married by law, but I've
Okay,
been with my boyfriend 5 years.
go ahead.
We do have kids.
Go ahead.
And when I came into my relationship, I was a young woman. I feel that I had that attitude of that boss B attitude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it took some growing to be like, you know what? When somebody's correcting me, I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mother, so I have to change certain things. I can't just be in the work field and neglecting my kids, because a lot of those things are hard to
Mm-hmm.
modern women. So they make it seem like they so bossy, so they don't have to grow things. They could just stay the same, and
Right,
you know
they're
what I
perfect
mean, run
already.
free.
How many children do you have?
I have 3 kids.
Three, and you guys have been together 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys planning on getting married one day?
To be honest, we don't desire to be married by law, but
Hmm.
I'm not gonna hold you. When I hear women say that they don't desire to be married by law, I really feel like that's something that you let a man put into your head because in my like I've been a woman all my life. I know so many women. All women really want to get married. All women want to have the fairy tale wedding. All women want to, be married and be a wife. On paper, we want to feel wanted and we want to feel claimed by men. Even the most masculine women want this from men. So I'm not buying this from her. I'm not buying it. And a lot of people will say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's the government, blah, 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 whatever. We've been down. Okay, so we've been down. What's the problem with making it official in court? Is there a reason why? Do you just want the option to opt out whenever you get ready. That's what it reads to women who know they are wives and want to be married, desire to be married, are worthy of being married. We're not here for the excuses. I'm just saying.
I do run my household as if I'm married
Okay.
because I do want to be married, but
Mhm.
not necessarily by law.
Have you guys? Do you got you? And I don't know, so don't take this wrong way, but um,
Mhm.
have you sat down with anybody to understand the advantages of doing it by law, as you would say, versus this way?
Yes,
Okay, because I mean,
She
look,
lying.
we
I
didn't
know
used
it's
to
a
we
securement
didn't
on
used to
your
have to get them.
investment of time.
Well, the thing is, I mean, especially as a woman, I mean, look, as long as you're making an informed decision, because there are, and not things I'm prepared to go into right now, but there are advantages on both sides, especially with this amount of kids. As long as you're making an informed decision and you know what you're choosing, that's all I'm asking. That's cool. As long as y'all stay together, that's cool. Have a good one,
Yeah.
man.
Uh, Kevin, respectfully, that shit is not cool. And I'm gonna be honest, he probably doesn't even want to marry her at this point because it's just like, why buy the cow when you could get the milk for free? We've done everything that there is to being a husband and a wife. Why do I need to marry you? You're already my wife. I know I don't have to go the extra mile and put it in writing. You don't get my fortunes when I pass away. You're not in my will. You don't get anything if I cheat and I leave you. Like, and so why would he? I mean, I don't blame him, and I don't blame her. I guess whatever works, different strokes for different folks. But I just hate that. I feel like as women who operate in that kind of space and mentality, and they'll press that same energy or that rhetoric onto impressionable young women and have them thinking, well, I'll just give a man a baby. We could shack up for 5 or 6 years and we don't have to be married. That's not the most ideal outcome. But maybe I'm tripping.
I'm gonna go ahead and build on something you said. I do think a lot of it is about fear. I do think a lot of it is about fear. Um, Look, why did I say what I said about Russell? Because I'm tired of seeing women in their late 30s talk about, well, then I want a Russell Wilson. Then I want a Russell Wilson. Well, chick, you weren't dating, you weren't sleeping with Russell Wilson, and you didn't lose your virginity to Russell Wilson in high school. You didn't lose your virginity to Russell Wilson. You didn't go to prom with Russell Wilson. You weren't Russell Wilson's girlfriend on the yard. You only want Russell Wilson after you dated. I'm not gonna say Future because that ain't fair. Shout out to Future. I like his new shit just dropped. Yeah, I keep trying. Anyway, stop trying to demonize these people you don't know, because they're archetypes to you. But the thing is, creative and artsy men, ladies, they are not generally the stable ones. They're not the ones that typically consistently can provide. So the things that make you excited, men aren't upset about Russell. Men are upset that you don't pick Russell first. That you don't pick Russell when you're in your prime at your highest sexual marketplace value. You only decide upon Russell after you have passed your sexual marketplace value prime, and then you try to get the Russell market to believe you're paying premium when he knows and everybody else can see you are giving us your discounted SMV. That's the problem.
Another thing I want to point out too, Kevin is saying, "Oh, y'all only want Russell after you basically ruin your SMV." That is true, but he's not talking to all women when he says that because there's a lot of women in the world that are soft, feminine, presentable, no kids, have something going for themselves that want a Russell Wilson too. So I just want to say, like, for the ladies listening to this, don't don't take everything he's saying to heart. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? Because he can't apply his rhetoric to all of you. It's too many women, right? That's why I'm the perfect person to do this kind of stuff, because I don't take this stuff personal. It's just opinion. Some of it is fact based, but most of it is just like his perspective. And really, he's speaking for a lot of men too. But I know he's not speaking for all men. That's something I like about this channel though, because it's differences of opinions coming together to form a logical solution, right?
So let's take Sierra and Russell and move them over here. And let's say you had, um, give me another name, uh, Robert and Sarah. You got Robert and Sarah. Sarah's an up and coming young R&B artist, beautiful, singing a song called Oreos or crackers or jelly beans or whatever. And then you got
Oh my God,
Robert.
I'm
He
dying.
plays for New York Giants. I don't care. Pick a team. And he didn't go to Stanford. He went to UC Berkeley. I don't care wherever. But she could have dated anybody in the industry, but she decided to get with the guy who was the nerdy, goofy quarterback who went to Purdue or whatever. And she got with him and was there on draft day and was there from the beginning. And they got married and she had only his kids. Then men would believe that you really wanted Roberts or Russells. But don't get mad that men don't believe that women want Russells, Roberts, when you don't marry them and make babies with them first. When you date guys who are in the NFL and the NBA, who are entertainers, who are athletes, who may have and not the lineman, not the punter. We're talking about the value positions, receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, the face guys. And you date guys who are solo performing artists like rappers. You're getting a big personality. And I will tell you, as somebody who's gone from this side over to having a little bit of notoriety and fame, you're surrounded by a lot of stuff. Now, what would it look like to you guys or to women if I turned around and dated? If I turned around and got somebody that was, she belongs to the streets, and I got her pregnant and bought her a bunch of houses and da 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 da. Then I married the nice accountant that went to Spelman, and she got what was left. Y'all be like, that ain't right. You know, that's the ultimate point. So it's a heated conversation. Let's wrap this up. We done got all off subject. Cam and Lizzo. Look, personally, the issue I have with Lizzo is the fact that Lizzo can exist out loud and fully exist in her truth and her power and everything else, and Cam Newton and men cannot. And it's not even as though they cannot, it's that we pedestalize women and we are demonizing everything it is to be a man. Well, I want to hear from the Annas and all these other guys. What kind of world do you want to have? What kind of men are going to build? Who's going to build this world? Because you can say all this empowerment and everything else, but who really built this world? Who runs the world? Who builds the infrastructure? Can women maintain? Sure. But it is in a female's nature to get out and conquer and build like men do, not in mass. And we are getting to the point to where it is time for us to start deciding men are important. Men matter. Men are more than just utility.
I agree. And I just want to say I am a strong Black woman who needs a man. No way I want to be out here doing the dirty jobs. That's another reason why I love watching these videos, because it just puts a lot of things into perspective for me. And also, I like sharing them with you guys as well, because I want you to know how much there are still women out here who really appreciate you and love everything about you and everything that you do.
Needs to be used and discarded. The pendulum has swung too far towards women, and it needs to swing back towards men. This is what I think men need to start speaking for, fighting for, championing. You need to vote with your eyeballs, your attention, your dollars, and everything else, because you want real change, then it's going to happen at the grassroots level. You're going to have to show that there's money in speaking on behalf of men, and not just in salaciousness and just talk. You're gonna have to show that there's money at the city, state, local, federal level. You're gonna have to show that there's money at the brand level. You're gonna have to do what it takes as men, and you can't just be worried about, I got mine and I'm good. No, more than that, more than that, more than that, more than that. It says women condition out they can take it, men can't say nothing, but can't take men from having standards. What kind of message? That's right. Do we want men to have standards? Ladies, do you want men to have standards? Do you want men to have preferences? Do you want men who speak strongly for what they believe in, whether you think it's archaic, arcane, or not? Or do you only want to hear from the men who tell you what you want to hear? My last question is
Now, ladies, before you answer, just think about if you have a son or an uncle or a father or anybody who's single and is on the dating market. Don't you want them to want the best for themselves, or don't you, in your heart of hearts, want the best for them? Women are so quick to say, oh, men this, men that, but you don't ever think about the men in your life that you care about. All right.
to anybody who may disagree, whether you're on the Anna side or those other guys' side, where are the men of value who are single and marriage minded who share your opinion? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. It may sound good to your ears, ladies. It may feel good to your ego. But if your goal in your life is to be married to a man of value that you respect and admire, those men come with standards, expectations, boundaries, restrictions. And these people telling you what you want to hear do not have an open fount. They do not have a ready reservoir of men that they can put you in contact with. Many of them tell you what you want to hear and go back off to their husbands. Just like the guy on NBC went back off to his traditional ass wife. Because you know damn well he wouldn't be married to a bad boss chick. All right, we're going to try to keep to 2 hours. We are almost at the 2 hour mark. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Tomorrow night, Instagram, Wednesday, back on YouTube, Thursday on Instagram, Friday. Hit the subscribe.
And I also want to say women do that a lot too. I.e., Beyonce made a whole freaking song, single ladies this, single ladies that. We're my independent women. The whole time, this bitch shacked up with Jay-Z. And stayed through the cheating and all of the tumultuous things that come with the marriage. So, ladies, gentlemen, please, the people on the internet, it's a facade. Anybody that's trying to sell you too much on one side of things and isn't neutral on the goods and the bads of a topic, like how Kevin usually is, they're most likely full of shit. I'm sorry, not sorry.
They want wives and families. Overwhelmingly. No question. But what kind of women? But what kind of women do they want? And are you the kind of woman that the kind of man you want? Are you the kind of woman he wants in a woman? If not, we got to get that all discussed. A couple other things. Focus groups. My focus groups are going incredibly. I had one in New York. I had several in LA. When I'm on the road, I'm going to have focus groups. In order to be in the focus group, you must send me your resume, headshot, above the body, full length, and you must send your stats, age, weight, height, marital status. I'm looking for unmarried, childless women between the age of 25 and 37, preferably. Whatever race. Yeah, and trust me, I've had in LA, in New York. I'm going back to New York. I'm going to be going to New York and LA in particular because New York and LA has such a diverse group. I'm gonna tell you, I've seen. Hold on, guys. Let me tell you something. New York has some of the most beautiful professional women. New York, LA, and Houston. Pretty professional ground zero. I have met so many attractive, professional, educated, smart women in New York, in LA, and in Houston. So my focus groups are going to be New York City, LA. I'm going to do them in Atlanta as well. Yes. So here's what happens. Anywhere from 3 to as many as 7 women at one time. What I try to do is I try to put women.
All right. I think we're pretty much done with that video. It was supposed to be 2 calls, but I might have chopped it up incorrectly. So please forgive me. But nonetheless, what Kevin was saying was, ladies, you can't screw up your life and then come back to men and want them to rescue you after you made a ton of bad decisions and then get mad at them for not wanting your ass when you didn't want them to begin with. You wasn't with them shooting in the gym. You're gonna fuck up your life and then say, oh man, please pick me, help me, save me. No, it doesn't work like that. And me personally, I think, matter of fact, I know that men deserve better, and I'm here to be the mouthpiece. Whatever you guys need, I'm here. Call me a pick me show, whatever. I'll take it. I'll tell you one thing though, I'm not single and alone. I'm looking for anybody to save me. As a matter of fact, I am looking for somebody to save me. I love being a damsel in distress with my man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get on to the next video.
21.
How long have you been married?
Since December.
How long have you been in a relationship with your husband?
4 years. I knew the night that I met him that I was going to marry him.
The night.
Pause. Is 4 years too long to date somebody before they propose, or do you guys think that's right on time? Remember the last lady in the video that we watched where Kevin said she was on year 5 with her man and they had kids and all of this and all of that. This girl here, though, she did marry the man that she was dating for 4 years. So that's good wishful thinking. But do you guys think that should be the norm?
That you met him.
We were making out at a bar, mugging down, and I ran up to my friends and was like, I just met my husband.
Wait, you met your husband
Yeah.
a bar?
At a bar at the wharf. RIP. We just made the most insane eye contact, and then it wasn't until after a few dates in that I knew it was a little bit more serious. But that night, it was funny that I was already like, oh yeah, I'm gonna marry this guy.
How long after the meeting did you guys get serious?
A few months.
Couple
I'd
months,
say.
and then he asked you to be his girlfriend.
Girlfriend, yeah. We were in the Keys. He got down on a knee and was like, will you be my girlfriend?
What do you think was going on in his mind that made him want to lock you down so quickly?
Oh God. Hopefully good things.
So when do you think most men want to commit?
Before 6 months, 100%. I think you know 100% if it's your person within 6 months.
How old are you?
31.
How long have you been married?
Since December.
How long?
Do you guys agree with that or not? Do you think 6 months is when you know that you want to marry somebody? And if that's true, why did it take him 4 years to propose to the girl if he already knew that it was his wife? Does the 6 month mark, is that just something that people stand by and they say, oh, this could be my potential wife, let me date her a little bit more to see where it goes type shit? I don't know, but I'm happy for her. I added this clip though because I just thought it was important to add in how, ladies, you don't have to let a man sell you the whole, oh, I don't want to be married on paper. We've been dating for so long, this, that, and the third. No, it's men out here who want to be married and want to be husbands, and they're not gonna put it in your head like how the last lady. I low key feel bad for her just a little bit, but not really because that's what she picked. But it's just like to stir the pot. I have to stir the pot. If I have one video saying one thing, I'm gonna put another video in there saying another thing. I love to hear you guys debate and argue in the comments, so I had to put it in there. Which side are you guys on though when it comes to something like this? Do you prefer to be in the situation of the girl that's on the screen right now or the lady that was in Kevin's video? Let me know in the comment section.
I don't take orders from no man. I don't follow nobody. I'm the one in control. I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't adjust. I don't compromise. He got to deal with me as I am. And if a man can't handle that, then he's just not strong enough for me. Period. I am the prize. He's supposed to prove himself to me. Listen, I don't take orders from no man. I don't follow nobody.
Now that's AI, but let's not sit here and act like this isn't something that men encounter on a regular. But if you guys notice, one thing that the man did, and I am so proud of himself for showing self-respect and self-love, he got up and walked away mid rant with this chick. Do you guys ever encounter women who come at you like that? Like, she thinks she's showing authority and being strong, but to me this gives weak and desperate. Clearly you and this man are on a first date, right? You don't know him, he doesn't know you. You're supposed to be putting your best foot forward so somebody could consider you somewhere soon down the line to be a girlfriend and potentially a wife. You come in here with the hoochie hoops, the slit down the middle, looking like you selling it, and your mouth is so big, it's taking up half of your face. I know this is AI, but let's not act like things like this don't happen in real life. My question is, why do women think this kind of stuff is attractive? Most women I know, and I know women personally in my own family who have this kind of attitude and mentality, guess what kind of men they attract? Simp beta males, the feminine, almost lady boys, right? They tell their man what to do. They talk to them any kind of way. They think they running shit, and they're not running anything but they goddamn mouth like this. God, making me for cursing. Seriously, it's disgusting behavior. It really is, and I've never seen a woman get with a man and treat him this way and the relationship turns out good. It's always some bullshit. And then these are the same women that get on the dating market and complain that, oh, I hold it down, I take care of myself, I take care of my kids, I take care of everything, I pay all the bills, this nigga don't do shit, blah blah blah. Y'all don't know, if I forgot, I grew up in the hood, so I see these kinds of dynamics all the time. And these are the same women that get on the internet, put a phone in their face and rant about how men ain't shit and dating this and dating that. They already got six kids. Oh, he don't take care of his kids, blah blah blah. But look at how you're presenting yourself on the dating market. You think a man want to deal with some shit like this? You like this on the first date. Imagine if you get comfortable. But when I think about it, she probably is comfortable. This is her original. This is who she is. This is a hyena in the flesh. Okay. And I know it's AI, but damn. I just hate that they use like a black woman for this though, because not all black women behave this way. The bitch could have been purple or something. Ay. Men, please do like the guy did in the video though. Don't settle for no bullshit like this. I just want to replay and we could watch how he got up and walked away. Look at him, professionally dressed. He looks great. He's not even looks compatible with that girl. That's a grown man right there. Get your ass up and walk away. Fuck that bitch and what she talking about.
He found a babysitter, put on makeup, heels, and a dress, and then met you at Chili's just to scam you out of a $50 meal? Sit your broke ass down.
Nigga, if you're up here and you just want to pander to women because you want money, go ahead and say that. Like, I'm tired of these pander bears, y'all. The ones that portray to be, oh, I'm a Christian, I never cheated on my wife. We've been married X amount of years. I love God, blah, blah, blah. I love God too. But one thing about me is I'm going to tell the truth. And the truth is, with this bald headed ass man, you can't trust a man whose beard is sparse like that. It's all he always lying about something. You could barely see his eyes, and his eyebrows is too little, and that hairline is receding. You can't trust a man who gets on the internet and looks like that, let alone speaks this way. Okay, if you're doing it for just likes and clicks and views, just say that, bruh. Please, just say that. I feel like I know men like this and people who think like this and like the level up channels and like the people who feed women and men delusional topics and rhetorics is so detrimental to our society and like our world. And I really think that that's why the dating market is so messed up, because it's always a clown on the internet feeding into somebody's delusion. It really is. Nobody cares that you paid a babysitter, blah blah blah. Using who? I don't know one man that would invite a woman on a date and then try to accuse her of using him for food. Where are you even getting this shit from? Where are you even getting this shit from? The most I could think as to why a man would say something like that is if you take a chick out on a date and she ordered a whole menu. Women with couth and class, it don't matter if you go to Fridays or Applebee's, although I haven't set foot in one of those in years. But if a man wanted to take me there, I'm not ordering the whole menu. We might do 2 for $20, you know? And that's not just because I don't think you could afford to order me the steak. It's just I want to be courteous and have some kind of like class and manners and just show gratitude to the fact that you're even taking me out on a date, because you didn't have to ask me. You could have just texted me, wasted my time, tried to fuck me, and then leave. You know? Where are y'all meeting these women? Where are you meeting these women? I don't believe it though. Sometimes I feel like they just make stuff up. They make topics up like this on the internet for clicks and views and to pander to whatever audience that they're pandering to. You know, so I don't even know if this is like a real scenario or whatever, but I really feel like stop getting on the internet doing this shit. If you're gonna pander, just be an upfront panderer. Okay? Like people might call me a panderer, and maybe I am. But I make it very clear that I stand up for the men. I'm here to be the mouthpiece for the men and to let y'all know that it is women out here who hear y'all and understand y'all and want to be there for y'all. Yes, I am. If he got on here and he said that and that's what he's trying to do for the women, maybe I'd have more respect for his moonhead ass. I'm just saying. Stop playing on people's top.
Girls that I know that they're pretty good girls. They're not like hoes or whatever, but I'll ask them, like, would you rather a dude that is a multimillionaire that provides you with the lifestyle you want, but once in a while he's going to cheat on you? Or do you want a dude who treats you amazing and whatever, but he makes $100K or 200? Like, which one do you prefer? And 90%, they're taking the dude that they could deliver a certain lifestyle and it's cheating on them. And that's what's wrong with that. In a nutshell, is what's wrong. To sum it up, that's what's wrong.
I don't know who this beefy Robin Thicke guy is. I really don't know, and I really don't care. But the biggest problem with this clip for me is, what do you mean a man that just makes 100K? Why are we trying to minimize men who make 100K? Hell, if you make anything over 55 or 59K, you're balling to me. You're balling to me. I think maybe this might be like a football player guy, and maybe what's cheap to him is not cheap to us regular folks. So maybe that's why I'm like kind of out of touch with what he's talking about. But I'm gonna say this. That's another problem too. These celebrities get on the internet, they get a microphone, they push the microphone down their throats, and they start talking about things that are only relevant to their world, forgetting that their audience is regular. Like, we're regular people. Your broke is not our broke, sweetheart. Give me 100K and watch what I do with it. You know what I'm saying? That will sustain me. I will be grateful and happy. Okay? That's another thing that people have to keep in mind though. Celebrity life and rich people life is very different from your life and the things that you could do and the things that you can attain. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I really don't give a damn what Lightbright is talking about for the most part, but from this video, I just feel like that's the strongest point because he said you want a man who make 100K, you want a millionaire, nigga. Both in my world, men who make that kind of money on either end of the spectrum are balling. 100K man could have you living comfortable too, depending on his expenses. I'm just saying, if that's what he chooses to do. So I don't understand the point that, I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
So my testosterone's a little bit higher than normal right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and let my intrusive thoughts win. To all my heterosexual women in the modern dating pool, y'all might want to go ahead and throw in the towel. Because the only word I can use to describe the quality of men out there is yikes. I mean, damn. There's like trying to figure it out, and then there's like not trying at all. And people are just out here making excuses. Ladies, do you know that the male biology is built to conquer? As far as like hormonal and physical frame, if you're not in shape, making good money, actively trying to figure it out, you are not trying at all, period. And don't say you don't know. We're in 2026, the age of information. You got it at your fingertips. What don't you know? How to type on your phone? And at first I was like, you know what? Let it all go. But I'm getting to the age now where I want to have daughters of my own. And I'm like, this is what they have to choose from? Oh, babies. Well, you might as well go ahead and be gay, because yikes. And like, especially the young white women who have been institutionalized and brainwashed into thinking that if you step outside of what you like, the dudes with the mustache and the backwards hats and the Crocs, you're definitely cooked. Because those standards are in hell. So at this point, the hope is just continue to be the example of the change that we want to see, and fingers crossed that those out there that know I'm not talking about them, that are putting in the work, that are doing what they need to do, that are strong, intelligent, decisive leaders, hopefully we can salvage this generation. Ladies, we're going to do our best, but no guarantees.
Bro, you just talked for 2 minutes about absolutely nothing. I feel like he focused more on the problem and didn't give enough to the solution. He bashed modern men, okay, and complained about them, and then said, ladies, we feel sorry for you, and then said, let's continue to be the change that we want to see in the world. But he gave no, I know he's disingenuous because he didn't give any pointers, any clues, any tips or anything for the youth to improve, or for men like him to improve, or to effectuate any kind of change in the dating market. All he did was sit up here and bitch and moan like a woman. He didn't give anything positive to the conversation but a complaint. And trust me, we got enough of those. It's more women on the planet than men. It's enough people already complaining, and you took your good time on your platform to say that? Really? With all that sweat on your shirt? I'm not buying it. I don't like it. I think it's corny. I think it's whack. I really do. And guys like this give women the ammo to say men aren't men, because nothing that he did or said was manly. It wasn't. I thought like nothing about that gave leader. You want me to follow you? Where are we going? You're just talking out of your neck, but you're not giving any fruit to your labor. You're not guiding anybody. You're not teaching anything. You're just complaining like a woman. I complain enough. Why do I need you to complain with me? And the way he was talking in the beginning, it almost made me, never mind. I'm not buying it. He didn't really pander to women. He did a little bit, but not a whole lot. But still, that conversation and his rhetoric alone is damaging. It really is. Because people, women especially, women mostly, they will not hear. I mean, at the end, he tried to throw in something beneficial. Not really, though. But the thing about it is, women will only hear. We have one track minds. We're only gonna hear the part where you said, "Ladies, I feel sorry for you." Okay, you didn't harp on the issue and the solution enough for me, bruh. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. In my Randy Jackson voice. I ain't buying it. I don't like it. Get off the internet, bro. I could have understood if he gave a good point at the end. Nah.
The criticism that modern women receive is really interesting because
Oh my God. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say nothing.
the term modern is often now used as an insult, very often, as a way to describe a woman now who is off track, a woman who is not as desirable, or a woman who's actually functioning and living outside of her natural divine design.
No. I think modern women, and correct me if I'm wrong, is any woman born after what, like 1980, 1990, something like that. The term modern woman doesn't offend me because all of the negative things that's associated with a modern woman, I don't conform to. They don't apply to me. So calling me a modern woman isn't gonna offend me. I'm not like the woman back in the day. You know, it is what it is. It's just a definition. Why does it bother you? Why are you letting it define you? If you're such a strong, empowered woman, it shouldn't get under your skin that much, right?
Okay, and what I find interesting about this word modern is that if you think about it, women in the 1900s, say, who saw women, if you were born in 19, not born, if you were a full adult woman in 1900, and you were able to have a looking glass at women who became adults in 1960, the 1960s women would be regarded by the 1900 women as modern. So too, if the woman who was a fully adult in 1960 saw women in 1990, she would describe those women as modern. And so this is the thing. It's very interesting how we've allowed this term, which I see often in a lot of content, the modern woman. The modern woman. All that really means, it's not really a derogatory term, the way that, misogynistic men in most cases are using it. All it really means, when you look at the underlying message there, is that modern women, have more choice, more access, more agency, more autonomy. And that is what the real problem is.
No. The real problem is you just called men who call women modern women in the modern day, in the modern era, misogynistic. How does you labeling a woman a modern woman make you misogynistic? Now, people don't say modern men as much, but in a conversation like this or any kind of dating conversation, I would refer to a man as a modern man. You're not a traditional man. I'm not a traditional woman. We're in the 21st. What century are we in? 21st, 22nd, whatever. We're in the present day now. Why does that offend you? Stop trying to make men the problem. I really feel like she's creating a problem out of nothing. Bitch is always tripping.
Because actually being modern in itself is not a negative thing. It is a natural evolution and progression. Right? And isn't it funny, how often do we talk about the modern man versus the traditional man? We don't usually say that. Not in a negative way. The modern man, no. But we talk about modern women as if, as I say, they are a defective, factory product. Because obviously the factory setting is that you are a traditional woman, which again, when we look at the term traditional or tradition is just customs and beliefs and practices that get passed down over and over again. Tradition in itself does not equal superiority. It doesn't equal better, more valuable, more healthy. And so this constant juxtaposition between traditional and modern is designed deliberately to get you, particularly as a woman, to keep measuring yourself against this supposed factory setting of tradition.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm going to say this. It's a certain kind of aesthetic that women who get online and bash men have. It's a certain kind of lifestyle that those women have. It's a certain kind of situation that those women are in. Oh God, I want to say a lot, but I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. This is like somebody like Leslie Jones sitting up there complaining about men. It's like you complaining about men, but I see why you're doing it. you're making a problem out of nothing, and you're trying to bring down the good women and brainwash them into thinking how you're thinking, because misery loves company. And that's all I'm gonna say about that without saying too much. I don't want to be a bully. I don't want to be a bully. And yes, I'm going to toot my own horn just a little bit, because people call me beautiful all the time. I have a very good life. I get free things all the time. Everything always works out for me. It could be pretty privilege. It could be. It could be. But I'm going to say this. Never mind. I can't. I don't want to be all, I don't want to be mean. I don't. Maybe I should say it though, because women who don't have like the most favorable looks, they're always damn talking. Why do I have to feel bad for being an attractive woman and speaking my mind and saying things for what it is? Maybe I should say it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind.
But in actual fact, what are we in now? 2026. The fact is, when I'm, I don't know, 70 years old, for example, in, oh goodness, 33 years. I think, yes, 33 years. There'll be young women who are just coming of age who will be described as modern. But the difference is they're modern because of the stream of time that they're living in. It is not because they're coming away from a factory setting. It's not because they're doing anything wrong. And like I say, the underlying bit here that we often miss when we're using these terms is we're really talking about the fact that women no longer have to do certain things. Women have more choice. We are redefining who we are as women on our own terms. And therefore, we can't be controlled. We can't be contained. We can't be governed in the same way. But also fear can't be used in the same way. We cannot be scared, as it were, into doing things, being someone we don't want to be. And that is the real problem that misogynistic men have with the modern woman. The modern woman has her own agency.
Girl, nobody is worrying about controlling you. You are lucky if a man even wink at you with the way you look, child. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it is what it is. Seriously, I think it's because you're not getting the play that you want, if any, and you are just on here ranting, raving, and trying to go off and make something out of nothing because you're mad. You're miserable, and you want to blame men for men not wanting you. Let's call it for what it is.
The modern woman can say, no, I don't want to be married. I don't want to be a mother, or I just don't want to engage with you. And that is the problem that misogyny and patriarchy is having. And so always beware when you're hearing these words being used. Tradition does not mean superior.
I don't think men care like how she thinks men care. I think if you in particular go up to a man and you tell a man you don't want to be controlled, you don't want to be married, he's gonna say okay, and he's gonna go about his business. He's gonna look at you exactly how you're looking at the screen right now, and he's gonna say okay, and he might walk off. I really think that. I really think a lot of modern women have delusions of grandeur. You think you are more than what you are. You think people care about you more than what they care about you. Don't nobody care about you. Everybody has their own stuff going on. It's not about you. Who cares? Do what you got to do, sweetheart. If you don't want to be with me, you don't want to give me no time of the day, that's fine. It's more of y'all than it is us. I'm really starting to see why men think and act the way that they act, because this is just too much. This is too much. I never thought I'd say it, but passport bros, I feel you just a little bit. Not a whole lot though, because y'all. But seriously, women like this just make you go fuck it. Throw the whole country away. Let me just go see what else is out there. God gave us a whole planet. Let me just go explore it, because this, I can't deal with this. But then you get to those countries and the women act like this, if not worse. I don't know.
We are more valuable, healthy. And modern really is not negative. It just really speaks to the stream of time we're in comparison to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago. And the fact of the matter is, when you look at all of the genders, quite frankly, none of them are traditional in the traditional sense at all. Modernity is something that we can't even really control. And so always be thinking about the use of these words and the way it impacts the way you are seeing yourself.
This miserable ass lady, she miserable, mad, and lonely is all I'm gonna say about it. everything she said really went in one ear and out the other, because I picked up early that she just made this video to try to rub it in a man's face about how women don't need them. No, you might feel like you don't need a man, but I bet you want one, and I bet you none of them don't. None of them want you. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time on her. She's lucky I'm not like Corey Holcomb, because the first thing he would say is, "Never mind."
If you think about it, a man is leaving his home to get some happiness without hurting your feelings.
Go a little bit of happiness.
So I think a lot of these
without
guys,
hurting your cheating
feelings.
is for you.
Yeah, it's for you. Yeah, and I remember like hearing that and going like, but you know, when you spend enough time with people who've cheated, that's legit how they're like, look, I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. But we don't have that anymore. Yeah. Like we have this, like we're running a daycare center together. Yeah. And like I love her. I like coming home to her. I like her mom. I like her brother. Like we all get along. I like all the stuff we do. I like our home. I like our life. But like I want to sometimes. Yeah. Like, and I don't need, like I had a friend who once said to me, like prostitution, dude. The moment you know you're in a relationship is when you're in the middle of and you think, one of these days I've got to get laid. You know, and I think that most married men do not acknowledge that this is correct.
No, it's a bit.
Most married men, it's a bit. Yeah. Most married men will go, oh, yeah, okay. Like, I kind of get that. Like, the difference, because, again, I think there is something really true about you can't, some of the freaky shit you want to do in your head, blame Pornhub, you know, it's on all everybody's heads. You're not going to do that with a person that then you'll be like, okay, so which of us is going to bathe the kids now? Like, you're not going to do that. So I think men sometimes move away from that kind of a connection with their spouse, and then they say, look, I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to lose my family. In other places, I want to chase this shiny object. And by the way, like, I mean, look at how many half-naked women we are exposed to on a daily basis, thanks to Instagram and TikTok and everything else.
Okay, so this guy is a divorce attorney, and he was on a podcast explaining the behavior behind why married men cheat or why they might cheat. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: anybody that cheats is a piece of shit. I don't care. I don't care who you are, what you look like, how much money you make. Like, you're disgusting. You don't have any self-control, and that's sad. It'll be different if you went to your wife or to your husband and said, hey babe, you know, I want to do things sexually that I don't want to do. I can't do with you because I respect you too much. Can I have a side piece? That's different. But just up and cheating and all of this and all of that shit is lame. Okay, now we got that out the way. But this conversation touches on an important topic. Like, are side men and side women, are they necessary? Because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're all animalistic, right? We all have urges and needs that we don't share with people close to us because we don't want to be judged for that. But we need a release some kind of way. So if you're just that weak and you can't control your impulses, is it better that you have that side piece in order to alleviate some of that tension and be a better person for your spouse? Is that really like an out of touch, overrated opinion, or is that just like life? Should that just be a part of our lives? Seriously, I don't know. I don't want to go for no shit like that. I don't approve. I don't like it. No. If you're gonna cheat, don't ever tell me. Don't mention it. Don't say nothing. Like, I don't know. Don't give me any inkling that you're gonna do it. Most women feel that way, no matter who they're dating. You can look at rich, powerful men. Look at how many of them cheated and got blasted or got divorced or got their windows busted out. Look at Tiger Woods. He cheated on that little white girl. Okay, I'm just saying, like, most women are not going for that. If you find one that is, she's a unicorn, I guess she's a keeper. Shit. I understand mistakes happen. Don't get me wrong. And yes, like, cheating isn't always, it's a choice, but I really truly feel that it's more that goes into somebody cheating on you than just, oh, I just wanted to cheat just to cheat. Sometimes there's a lot of underlying reasons, you know. So I'm not too judgmental about anybody's relationship because you never know what's going on in those people's household. You never know. Me, do I condone this shit though? No, absolutely not. But do I understand what he's saying to a degree? Absolutely yes. What do you guys think about that? Am I being too easy on him or what? Oh, the next video we have coming up is from tonight's conversation. It's always some bullshit on these little shows, but I definitely want to unpack some of this stuff that they're talking about from somebody who has like a neutral perspective on things, because it's just always so many different demonic voices on this stage. I want to get into it though, so let's just go ahead and jump into the video, y'all.
Hi, my name is Shantae. I was dating a guy who is a man of God for 3 years. We broke up. He said he didn't want to marry me because I didn't fit his weight requirement in the 3 years we were together. I thought he was my husband. I fell in love with him. When we broke up, I blocked him 7 days. I wanted to go back, so then he blocked me for a month. It's been 3 months, no contact, and now he wants to be back in my life.
Oh, hell no. Well, did you lose the weight? All that blocking back and forth is ridiculous. I think they both are toxic and immature.
When did you find out?
Can I ask a contextual question before we get to it? When you say weight restriction or weight preference, he wanted you to be bigger or smaller?
Smaller.
Smaller, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a contextual question. When did you find out that you weren't in the weight requirement? Was that after y'all broke up or during he kept telling you that he wanted you to be smaller?
Well, I made the mistake and signed an agreement that I would lose.
LMAO, I'm dying. That wasn't a mistake though. I feel like, do y'all think if a man gives a woman an agreement to lose weight by this time, this date, you need to lose this much weight, or I'm not going to marry you? Do y'all think that's wrong? I personally don't think so. Because who's to say she didn't come into the relationship smaller and she got bigger over time, but it's like too big? Like, what if that was his way of trying to push her to be more fit? I mean, I feel like he didn't have to threaten to leave, but it's just like if he was going to leave, just leave, bruh. Tell her to come back when she loses weight or something. Like, don't play with her. I don't know. But maybe he wasn't playing, though. Honestly, I feel like he's not wrong. He's not wrong because I'm going to be honest with you. We don't want no big fat ass man either. You know? So if I look at my man and I see that he's gained a few in the middle, I'm going to say, baby, let's start walking together. Let's do this together. Let's both have a goal. Let's make the weight loss fun. I'll cook dinner for us. We'll eat out once a week, once every 2 weeks or something. Like, make it fun. I feel like he should have helped her, like, not just threatened her, but just like maybe like helped her. But who's to say if he had time to do that? You know, I don't know. But I'm gonna say this: I don't think he wrong. I don't think he wrong. Y'all gonna eat me up for this, but I don't care. Do y'all think he was wrong for giving her the ultimatum in writing?
Hold on. What was the agreement?
What is these Dallas niggas on? He said agreement. Okay, hold on. Before we go further, can we talk about this agreement? So no, we need this context real quick. This agreement, just so I can be educated. It don't have to be the specific thing, but tell me about an agreement like this that you had to sign.
The agreement was, I'm so embarrassed to say this, but I guess basically in order for him to marry me, that I would work on losing weight. So he would buy me stuff for me to lose weight, and then he would go to counseling. But prior to...
Okay, that man did all he could, bitch. Oh my God, forgive me. You coming up in here to air him out, and he did all he could. He gave you an ultimatum, and he gave you the tools necessary to lose weight. Really? And you still didn't lose it? And you still coming up here telling all of y'all's business to strangers? This is another thing that men have to look out for, because you don't want a woman that will come in front of people that she doesn't know, who are only looking for clicks, laughs, and views, and to be judgmental like how me and you are being. You don't want a woman like that that's gonna air out all of y'all business like that. Seriously. I understand a woman venting to like her girlfriend or like a close family member about what's going on in their relationship, and even that's not safe. But damn, if you're gonna do it right. What are you doing up here? These people don't care about you. And Ace is so childish and immature. He's the main one looking for a laugh, and it's his show. Let me just look at his face. He looks underdeveloped.
To our relationship, he was divorced for about, I think, 2 years. He was married for 20 years. And so that was basically the agreement that I would allow him to buy me the stuff so I can work on losing weight, which I did do things that I didn't want to do, which is I did the Ozempic. And then I almost lost my life in March of this year.
Oh, shit.
So,
All right.
Girl, I don't want to hear that shit. You don't need Ozempic to lose weight. I remember one time I lost a lot of weight, a whole lot of weight. And it took a lot of discipline, and I was very hungry. And I walked a lot. And my thighs were rubbing together. But guess what? I lost the weight. So I don't want to hear it. Because before Ozempic, people were losing weight. Big, fat ass people were losing weight. A lot of it too. Without Ozempic. So I don't want to hear that shit. And I'm not saying that I'm a big fat ass person or was a big fat ass person. But I knew some big fat ass people who lost weight without Ozempic. So just the pity party. I mean, it's sad. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody to lose their life trying to lose weight. But girl, I'm not about to sit here and cry for you neither. God forgive me if I'm wrong, but yeah.
That's deep as fuck.
Man, it. I think it's unfortunate, like when people lay out their requirements or they lay out their expectations of us, and if we don't fit it, like we take that as a personal challenge to try to climb up there and meet it. But that's not what that requires. Sometimes we just not fit to be together.
yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. Because even with him, like I don't necessarily blame
He's
him
right.
for having weight requirements or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I mean, but it's more common than you think though.
I mean, a verbal contract is still a contract. How many men or women give their man or woman that kind of ultimatum and it's not in writing? So it's really not as crazy as they try and make it seem. But
But again, it's because if it was a woman in that situation that said, "Hey, I'm not interested in marrying a man that make less than $100,000 a year," we would say, "Well, that's her requirement. That's
But
what
if
she
we put
wants
it
to
in a
do."
contract that if you ever got fired from your job for 6 months, I'm leaving you, that's crazy to me.
That's not what the contract will state. The contract will state that if you don't climb to this 100,000 within the next year, 2 years, then I'm gonna do something different.
oh, please. That is so far-fetched and ridiculous. You can't control the amount that you get paid at a job as much as they're trying to make it seem. I mean, sure, you can negotiate your salary, yeah. But you can't dictate to where, like, if you started off at a job making like 80K, 70K, 75K, whatever, by next year or the next 2 years, you'll be making 100K. What the fuck? It doesn't work like that. And that's not a fair comparison. So please stop.
Ooh.
So, hold on. So, what I'm seeing, what's your name again, baby?
Shantae.
Shantae. You are so beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
You are so beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful. What I'm hearing is a broken, dismantled, trauma fucking filled man who self-projected his self-hate, his insecurity, his lack of integrity on you, because we give others who we are. And we see in others who we are, not
Oh, bitch, please.
who they are. So he sees it.
Look at her. You gonna talk about somebody being insecure and you got fake eyebrows, fake eyelashes, fake teeth, fake nails, fake hair. No, ma'am. Please. When a man wants to have a standard, he's misogynistic, he's insecure, he's gay, he's all this and he's all of that. But a woman has a standard, oh, she's just not settling. Really? Are you serious? Ugh. You have expectations of your man. He has expectations of you. And if you can't get on his program, then y'all don't need to be together. But that doesn't mean come and bash after he dumps your ass because you're not what he wants. And it's women like her. She's another big panderer too. I don't even need to go into that. Y'all already know what this lady is about. So what she says is going in one ear, not the other too.
In you his self-hate for himself. He's seen in you his insecurities within himself. Put a contract together that he really wanted to be able to obtain and sustain, but probably could not, and then place that burden on you. You just happen to go along with the manipulation and the womanizing ways that he has. And for that, I want to tell you that I'm sorry, because I think that is a terrible fucking thing that you got caught up in that. It really is.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Come on, Trev.
Hell no.
Come
Hell
on,
no.
go.
We're not
Let's
gonna
go.
do this.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go.
And at the end of the day, why is it always an issue when a man has requirements?
It's not
in a relationship. Wait.
Preach.
But
Because
he
again,
told me he
even-
wasn't attracted to me.
Right. So again, going back to what I said earlier, sometimes we just not yoked for each other, and that's perfectly okay. But in terms of even just like you said, he created a contract. Sure, but she signed it.
And it's just like, I feel like everybody, especially new relationships, like everybody gonna get a little big. You gonna get a little big somewhere. Something is gonna change with you physically. I feel like for both men and women, we have things that we're willing to tolerate. And if we really love you and care about you and we see it getting out of control, we're gonna do something to help you fix that. If we really, really love you, we really like you, we really want the best for you. Period. So it wasn't like she just gained 10 or 15 pounds, 20 pounds here and there. She must have got big as hell. Okay, please. And I'm all with Mr. Baseball Cap over here. He makes the most sense out of everybody on the panel right now.
You don't have to sign the contract.
Okay.
If I felt that disrespected by you writing this contract and laying it in front of the table, I say get the fuck out of my face. But she signed it.
Yeah.
So again, we gotta address like what would warrant you to sign some shit.
But I signed it.
Hold on, and you got a point.
Hold on. Why did she sign it?
I signed it because, well, then I was 40 something. I'm 47 now. And I want to be married. And so I was in love with him. So I figured the pickings is slim.
But I want to say this. Yes, she signed it. Yes, she needs to take accountability on that piece. But to your point that if you're saying that this woman is not the weight class, the body size, I'm not attracted to her, she's not conducive to my liking, why in the fuck am I dealing with her in the first place? Okay? Why in the fuck am I choosing her in the first place? I have the power of choice. There are a million women in here who are smaller, bigger, no ass, big.
Oh, bitch, ho, please. It's like I said, she probably wasn't that big when they first started dating. Stop trying to make it something that it's not. With that ugly ass fur bracelet.
BBL and everything else, I can choose that which is conducive for me. I don't have to pour into her or project onto her some trauma that I'm dealing with to say, look, I need you to sign a contract to be a certain size. Go get that bitch who's the size you want.
All right.
Let me get to see it real quick.
But I really want to help you a little bit to understand, because there's something very deep that's happening here. And when you talk about the mindset of a man, right? And this is in your relationship with him. You never want to be with a man that his big things, his big ticket items are so fickle. Okay. And this is not, you can't get the woman you want being attracted to, but I'm telling you that you will see that pop up in your relationship in so many other ways, to the point that this man will make you sign a contract. That means that anything that can vary, he will make a big deal out of it. Whether it's your hair, whether it's your attitude, whether it's your mood, whether it's your weight, whether it's all the, you never want to be with a man who those small things will sway him like that, right? You want stability. You want somebody that's sturdy. You want a backbone. You want somebody, he about you the shit, but then he get in there.
Look at her. She's overweight. That's why she feels that way. Women who are not overweight or who are okay with constructive criticism and are accepting of their man's opinion and actually want their man to lead them, they don't have a problem with conversations like this. I wouldn't have a problem with a conversation like this, especially if my man is assisting me with what the goal is that he wants from me. And also, why wouldn't I want to be healthy and attractive for my man and for my kids and for my family? And if I want to be treated like a trophy, I have to present myself as such. So I don't understand where all of this this back talk is coming from. It's really not making sense to me, but it does at the same time because her and Cheyenne both are sitting on the stage looking like hookers. Kitty, the one in the green, she's always dressed the most modest and she always makes the most sense from the few videos that I watch from these little panels.
With you? Did he take you with you?
He did.
Hold on, though, because I knew you was about to say that, right? I want to find out what was wrong with you that you said, I'm in love with this man. You in love with a man who got this type of restriction on you, not for your love, not for your personality, not for who you are, not for how you cover him, not for the wife that you would be. He ain't said none of that. This small thing had him and you in a contractual agreement. I knew you was about to say that. He did do this for... I knew you were going to go there. What was, you said you loved, I just loved him so much. You didn't get down to the bare bones of that love because his love has a limit, a weight limit on that scale.
Hold on.
Yeah, because go ahead. Okay, because you go first, because
There's so many ways we can address this. I think it's important for everybody to understand attraction is not love, and love is not attraction. All right, you can love someone. There are plenty of people who love, let's say, their best friend. And when you ask them, why can't you be with them? I'm not attracted to them. It's a very separate thing. So to say that because he has his standards on what he would want to be attracted to marry and spend his life with does not make him a bad person. The beautiful thing, or the thing that I respect that he did, is he was straightforward. He didn't play no games. He put it on the table. We can sit here and say, well, he might sway on this, sway on that.
Well, that was straightforward 6 months in, though. I was already in love with him. So it wasn't in the beginning he said that.
But I mean, 6 months in, I think it still didn't, it wasn't like he was marrying you and then told you afterward.
Now he always giving relationship advice too, but I've never seen him with a woman either, similar to Ace. So it's giving different deliveries, same inside of the package. But whatever.
But you know what I'm saying? Either way, I think we're focused.
And look at the stage. The only two people that I have thinking is Thickums in the middle and Cheyenne. And they both got titties out, overly exposed, just look very hookerish. How are you even comfortable on a stage with a dress like that? No ma'am, no ma'am. And these are the two that are giving the worst advice to modern women. The worst. Be careful, because sometimes look, you can look at the messenger and tell that they full of shit. It's not with everybody. You can't always judge a book by its cover, but damn.
On what you guys did leading up to that point. Well, what I'm interested in is you said he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's come back, is he saying, well, he still wants you to lose this weight? Or is he saying, I've changed my mind about that?
No, we haven't talked about anything. We've just been hanging out.
But can we say this?
We can
Give
get
me
back.
1 second though, Ace. This is serious, y'all. What I will say, and this is the thing that we skipping over. We all know that a man is usually gonna get what he wants up front. You have to be very skeptical of a man that's coming into you and saying, well, I don't want, you're not quite what I want, but I'm gonna wait 6 months, I'm gonna wait to a year. This man will drag you for the rest of your life. And trust me when I say, a man is gonna get what they want up front.
I agree to that to a small extent, because women will do that too. We will rebound if it's nothing better out there and we just need something to do. It could be that situation too, but I really don't know. I really feel like both of them are just childish and immature. I feel like they both probably really want to be with each other. It's just she's too desperate and he childish. Like, I'm getting childish vibes from this man. But in another note, I don't know the full story. I don't know their relationship, so it's like I really can't state. But I don't know what y'all think.
Ace, a man is gonna get what they want up front. They're not gonna wait for you to. But that's what women do. They say women marry men hoping that they'll change. Men marry women hoping that they'll stay the same. He will drag you. Those are nuances. Those are personality flaws. He will drag you for so long, right? And you never were gonna
speaking
meet the
from
mark,
hurt.
and he's gonna keep moving
She
the
hurt.
goalposts. So that's the core of somebody that has a behavior where they will start with something and they will wait for it to evolve. He knows what he can get.
Did he go to therapy? Because you said that was the other agreement.
No, he never did.
Okay, see, and
It could be a case of the grass wasn't green on the other side. He probably just saw somebody that looked more physically attractive than her and wanted her to be that or be better. And he tried to go find it and it wasn't what he thought it was. So he might just be trying to spin the block too. But what does that say about her? Like, if what they're saying about how she should feel is true, then why is she even entertaining the fact that he's trying to come back around? Is her self-esteem just that low? Or Do they really want each other? Like how I said.
To me, that's the bigger problem. Again, I think everyone laying out their standards and what they want, there's nothing wrong with that. We can say that contracts is extreme and all that kind of stuff, but either way, you talked about it, you guys laid it out. But if he didn't hold up his end of the bargain, that's the concern. So even if he came back to you and you did lose the weight, he still didn't get the therapy. And so he's still unhealthy. There's still going to be problems. So that's still the issue. But I also have to ask you this, because you said he's a man of God. I'm going to assume you are a woman of God yourself.
Yeah, we both serve in ministry together.
Okay. Did at any point you stop, go in prayer, and ask God, is this the man for you?
I did.
You said what?
I did.
And?
I had a dream that he was driving me into a cemetery.
Okay, so listen. You want to jump in? Let me just say this real quick. All right. No, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Because, and I know Kitty's got some stuff to say. We're going to pass stuff in a second. But here's the thing. I always tell people, be careful of asking God for signs, because the devil can throw up billboards too.
Mm-hmm.
And when people lean on dreams, I understand God can speak to us in dreams, but dreams can come from three places: God, the devil, and our subconscious. And if we just take a dream and interpret it ourselves, we can misinterpret. So that's what it seems like it happened with you. Mm-hmm. And what I would encourage you and anyone who's a believer is, when you ask God for an answer, you need to receive that answer in your spirit, right there in prayer. All this trying to interpret and talk to other people, it will lead to a lot of confusion. But that dream sounded like a huge warning that you were not supposed to be with this man. Go ahead.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's heavy right now. Okay. All right, baby. You know, I hope you have given your time to really worship and thank God for preserving you, because he preserves those who serve him. Mm-hmm. And you had a warning. And that was a loud warning. You almost lost your life. Mm-hmm. And it was God's grace and mercy that covered you.
Yeah.
You are going to go through stages where your weight is going to fluctuate and it's going to go up and down. And then what's going to happen? Because the man that God has for you is not going to be, his love is not going to be failing, and he's not going to change his position in his heart because of your weight. I respect his standard. I respect his standard. But that is not the man for you. And God said in the dream, this man was driving you to the cemetery. You saw that dream and your pride kicked in and tried to override God.
I did.
God is immutable. His love is unfailing and his love is unchanging. His nature does not change. And he never drops the ball when it comes to his promises. And he made a promise to you. God is your fortress. He saved you. He is your savior, your rock, and your fortress. And this situation is calling you to go to the rock right now, to go to the rock and thank God for saving you. God tried to protect you from this man. That is not the man that God has for you. When God gives you a warning, take heed to the warning, because warning comes before destruction. Take heed to the warning. God always keeps his promises, and he always said, I will rescue you. I will rescue you, and I will give you land that is full of milk and honey, that is plentiful. There is something that God has for you that is plentiful. There is love that God has for you that is plentiful. The life that God has for you, you are serving God right now. You are in ministry. Move away from that situation, because God has given you a warning. The next warning may cost you your life. Don't let it be a situation that has to humble you. You took Ozempic to prove something to a man, a worldly, earthly man. You got some cleaning up and shop that you got to do.
I agree. And the only reason I could take Kitty just a little bit more serious than the rest of the panelists is because of the way that she presents herself, both physically and the things that come out of her mouth, even if she is full of shit. But she's spitting a lot of facts. She's definitely about to touch on something that I think is very interesting and important, because she did go the extra mile to do something for a man. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't go the extra mile for your man, but goddamn, bitch, like, how far are you willing to go? Sometimes too far is too far. Okay, it just is. And I really feel like it's something wrong with her. Like, you need to work on your insecurities, girl, because damn, I mean, she could have just said no. Maybe it's not gonna work out. Blah blah blah. But she was willing to go to the ends of the earth for a man that ended up leaving her ass anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You got God to love over here. It's much better to love. And why are we not pouring that same effort into loving and serving God? Why am I not pouring this same effort? I could have taken my time instead of doing those Ozempic. I could have said, you know what? I can't meet that standard because what you say? You were 47?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Maybe you got menopause and everything else that's coming up. You got other things that are going to fluctuate when it comes to you. You got things that are going to happen to you biologically. God made you how he wanted to make you. He designed you how he wanted to design you. He knows what's going to happen next week and the week after that and the year after that and a year after that. But that man that you're dealing with does not. So the same effort that you are putting into this man, you need to put that into God because it's God that saved you.
Yes, it
You
is.
could have been dead and gone. It's God that saved you.
Thank you.
It will behoove you to take heed to what God is doing right now. It will. If you don't listen to this, the enemy is going to end up taking you out. Don't let the soil that's supposed to be there to get that word, don't let the seed end up falling on the footpath to where the devil ends up taking away what God has for you. The sower does not change, but the soil. I hope you do some cleaning up shop.
Yes.
You need to work on that soul so what God puts inside of you can grow to what it needs to. But this situation right here is not what God has for you. And I can tell because it's even grieving my spirit right now. That's not for you, baby.
Thank you.
Stefan?
I'm just going to say this real quick because I noticed you said one of the reasons why you were quick to sign that contract is because you're at the age that you were and you felt like you run out of time, you want to be married. And so now I'm sure this is what's weighing on you now that he's come back.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're still single. Maybe this is a new opportunity. So I hope this has opened your eyes to one, you realize that's not the man for you.
Yeah.
But no longer sit in that fear of I'm running out of time or I'm too old. People find love at various ages of life and stages of life. That should not be what holds you in place with some man who does not deserve you. So take this time to heal. Don't beat yourself up. Listen, almost all of us have had a moment in life where God told us something and we ain't listened. All right? We've all done it. Learn from it. Move forward, heal from your past, everything, not just this situation, childhood, all of it, because all of it contributed to this moment right now. And then trust and believe God will provide you what you need and what you deserve.
I appreciate it. I want to just say, clap it up, clap it up. Now, I just want to leave a brief point. You said something about gifts, that gifts was in the contract, and you would get gifts in exchange. I want to, all the women and men, but all the women in here, what price are you really paying? If that wasn't a gift, it wasn't. And I just want, there are a lot of women right now who are putting their bodies, their spirit.
Ace, nobody wants to hear that. He's too flip-floppy back and forth. He doesn't know if he wants to play like he's still in high school or be a grown man. So I don't trust anything that he says. He gets on my nerves.
Spirits and their souls in jeopardy for gifts. Let me tell you something. A gift, when somebody gives it, it's from the heart. That wasn't a gift. That was collateral. That almost cost you your life. And guess what? That's been another episode of the Tonight's Conversation podcast.
Thank you.
Dallas, we love you!
All right. What's understood doesn't have to be explained about that video. So let's just move on to the next one.
Unmute yourself. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm fine. And you?
I'm well. How old are you?
I'm 24.
So what do you got for me on the topic? What are we talking about? Why don't women like men let men use them?
I believe because women actually are too selfish nowadays. I believe that women today, they prioritize their own selfish, how can I say, selfish reason, and they don't have enough room to let a man to, how can I say, to, they don't let enough room for a man to take charge of the thing and stuff. And I've been noticing like with my father, actually, who got divorced from my father.
Oh, hold on. You got on headphones too.
My headphones?
You have on headphones or you're, hold on. What? Ooh, audio.
Is it better like that? You don't have enough room to let a man to.
Yeah. So what I need you guys to do is when you come in here, try not to be on your headphones. Go ahead. Kayla,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So as I was saying, my mother with my father, when she got divorces, she just like sold her house. She had a big house. You know how it's difficult nowadays to get something. And she sold it like in 6 days to move in with her boyfriend in a condo. But she still has my little brother and my little sister under her.
Are
And
you
there's not
married or are you single?
I'm single.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm a nurse, actually.
What about your relationships?
I do have a boyfriend right now. We've been together for about a year and a half, almost.
Okay.
We do live together. We've known each other for years now. We've been growing up with the same people, with my aunt, because
Okay, I will say I don't understand why people move in together before they get married. People will move in, have kids, create a whole life with each other, and refuse to sign paperwork because it's just a piece of paper, right? It doesn't make sense to me. And these are the kind of people that I really look at sideways and think, why aren't you married? How, like, you could living with somebody? Really? You know how much you sacrifice and give up by moving in with somebody? You have to throw away half of your stuff. You have to combine things. You have to figure out how you're going to cohabitate with each other. Cohabitate with each other. So it's just like, why is that more of a, like, it's so much easier to do that and to pop out a baby for somebody and share finances and share bills and stuff like that. Why is that much easier than just getting married? Those are the kind of people where I'm just like, you moved in that soon, but you wouldn't get married that soon. That doesn't make sense. I could see if they were dating a year and a half and they didn't live together. Okay, y'all are dating. Y'all are on the way.
he's been living.
All right, what's next? What's next?
For us, what's next? I wanted to be married with him, but he wanted to buy a house first.
Got more bullshit. More bullshit. See?
Thank you, Kevin.
That's what I mean. Out of order. You're living together, delaying marriage. He wants to buy a house first. And then when this shit falls apart, you blame men. Why are you with a man, living with a man, not married, telling you, I want to buy a house before I get married? They won't allow him to buy a house until he's married?
Well, no, actually, when we moved in together, it was for a financial reason. And
don't care. My point is, you ladies fall in love and then you make dumb decisions. This is why you shouldn't be trusted to get your own relationships.
Yeah.
You've been in this for a year and a half.
Yeah.
End of sentence. Either you get married or you get gone.
Yeah, I had this discussion actually with him because I told him that I really wanted to get married and that.
But he doesn't want to marry you. He doesn't want to marry you. He doesn't want to marry you because if a man wants to marry you, he's going to marry you. No man who wants to marry a woman says, "I'll marry you after we get a house." That's not how that works. This is why I say, ladies, let me go ahead and end this because it may get too personal. I mean, a lot of you ladies need to detox. You need to go cold turkey. You need to get rid of all these fucked up, stupid relationships.
I agree. I would have respected it more if he said, I want to marry you. Let me save up money. Let me save up for a wedding. Let me give me a better excuse than let me save up for a house. We already living together.
Where you with somebody who you've been with for over a year plus, and you got all these, well, we're getting married after we buy a house, or we get married after college, or this and that. No, you're supposed to get married and then still live life. You remember that one woman, I wanted to wait until I completed school to get my, no, dumb shit. Dumb shit. Cold turkey. Social media, friends, pets, stupid relationships. Sit down. Clear out the clutter, get some therapy, get your head together, and then get back out here and put yourself in a position to only deal with the kind of men who are looking for the kind of outcomes you want, provided you can deliver on what he's looking for. But you guys know what it is. So many women sit there and pick women based upon feelings. I like him, I like his sex, I like this, I like that. And then you turn around and say, well, they used us up. Why are you letting somebody use you for years? And if a man did the same thing, you'd say, oh, well, that was on him. All right. So, why is this important? Why is this important? The knowing that women don't like. Here's the thing. Why I say she should be ruthless. Gentlemen, you can have a woman who has an active network who leads a boring life. But today, women's lives are filled with so much foolish shit. They're going out here in Atlanta. I'm out all the time, right? And I tell you, every night I see single women out drinking, eating appetizers, drinking at the bar, getting sloshed. I'm like, you're doing this 2 or 3 times a week, single, drinking. I'm like, why? Y'all know how much women are drinking today? During the week, I'll have the penny alla vodka and a glass of red wine. I watch how much women drink. I'm telling you right now, I watch how much women drink. And you know what a big turnoff for me is? Women who drink a lot. I'm going to tell you, ladies, you know how many of you are fucking up because you drink too much? You go on a date with a woman, you go out with somebody, you go out someplace, and the drinks are more than the meal. I'm like, you are done. Ooh. Hey, Free, did I just tell her something on her? You know how many of you chicks are getting yourself canceled? I'll just have the chicken and got 3 glasses of wine.
I don't get it. 2 things. One, that is so inconsiderate, because if you're going to a bar, and I'm not saying like a club bar, like Mastro's, and y'all are sitting at the bar having dinner, 1 glass of wine is like $17, $18, like $21 for like some basic wine. You get 3 of those, that's $60. That's the cost of like a ribeye. Okay, it's inconsiderate. And number 2, do y'all not care about like how that make y'all look? Because why get you bloated? If I'm on a first date, I'm trying to be cute. I want to look as skinny as possible. I'm already wearing shapewear, trying to show off the best parts of me to you. You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to golf down 6 drinks, a ribeye, mashed potatoes, and broccoli, and a crab cake? Seriously? My God. So he's not lying. And the things that he's saying are still true and applicable to today.
That's $60. Boy.
I told y'all. I didn't even know he was going to say 60. That's $20-something per drink.
And you just drink. I'm like, wow. Ladies, stop drinking. But most of you got to drink because your social skills fucking suck. So the only way you can feel comfortable and loose is when you halfway drunk. And the dude is sitting there looking like, okay. And then you wonder why you don't get a call back or another date. The bill was half your liquor. Sloshed. Sloshed, dude. Simply sloshed. Now they getting mad. Hermesia, I'm telling you, sloshed up, just like, and they don't even notice it. I'm like, wow. Now, here's the thing. It would be different if you was in a relationship and you had a few glasses of wine because I get to go work that out of you later on. But you know how many women sit around? I'm telling you, ladies, it is a huge fucking turnoff for you to go 2-3 drinks on a date. We talk about y'all like y'all crazy. Master Pro, meal $20, drinks $140. That, you know how many women I've gone out with on a date, and I'm just sitting back. I don't say nothing. I'm just like, yeah, I'll have the lamb chops or whatever, and they'll get a little something. They won't even get an appetizer. I'll have a glass of wine or something. So I'm like, okay, one glass is cool. You get one drink. You order 2 drinks. I'm like, 2 drinks on a date?
No, seriously, like that's so rude. And why aren't you asking or allowing him the opportunity to offer? If I was on a date in the modern day, I would tell the men, please order for me. I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like, and then I'll just let you do your best. I think that's cute. That's a boss move, ladies. Use your femininity as power. Okay? Maybe I need to start a level up channel, but give honest advice to women, not all of this bullshit that's floating around the internet.
You do realize ordering a second glass of second drink means you gonna be. But they don't. I'm just sitting there looking at them like, thank you for Xing yourself out. And then they mess around and order the third one. You just like, dodge the bullet. And they just sit there drinking and talking and like, I'm like, versus you see the women who actually end up in relationships, they're drinking. You want sparkling, still, or tap? Tap water's fine. See, I don't act like y'all ain't been nowhere. I'll take the Pellegrino and this and that. I'm like, why don't you go ahead and order some shit to take home? It ain't about the money. It's the fact that...
Or order sparkling and then nod at your date and see if he approves. If not, get something else.
Oh my God. Oh. Women's bar bills are ridiculous. Gentlemen, now you can call in. Let's talk about this, because how many men, especially men of value, you know what I'm saying? You've cut a broad off from consideration because she drinks. You're like, it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. And in a 3-hour time span, you've had 3 drinks. I know there are women who are like, oh, and they think and they think it's cool because they're getting wine or something. I'm like, God damn. Man, oh my God. The dudes in the chat room are like, yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm telling you. And I don't understand why can't I get a good man? Why can't a good man come? What? Ladies, first date. 1 drink. Here's the rule. If he don't drink, you don't drink. If he offers you a drink, you take it. If he gets something to drink, you get a drink that costs what his does or less. You always order less. You know how many of you barbarian cave broads are going out to eat with men, and y'all think and don't realize, and ain't about a man having no money. It's about the fact they're like, y'all just, what? I'll have the chicken breast. Oh, I'll have the steak Oscar. And you're like, all right. a glass of Bordeaux. Yes, I'll have I'm just like, dude. Oh, they don't get it. And you're like, whoa, thank you, Jesus. And you'll be sitting there looking at it. And then here's the funny thing. Women won't even think to sit back and be like, oh, here's for my drinks. No, they'll just sit there. Ladies, thank you. To all you over drinking chicks, I want to say thank you from the men. You saved every last one of these thorough dudes some trouble. Because if you don't have enough gosh darn sense to know that you only get to get fucked up once we fucking. If you haven't had sex with a man, you don't get to get drunk with a man. What the hell is your problem? Y'all calling me cheap or whatever, are you? Hello?
Yeah, Kevin made a lot of sense in that video, per usual. He doesn't ever really say anything that doesn't make sense. So shout out to Kevin, man. I wish he had more wisdom to give. But nonetheless, we got one more video left, and then we are done for the day.
Never mind. Let's go to the next question. What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Christina, and I have a kind of question, comment for Kitty. So I watch you guys all the time, and I always hear the same feedback when this question is asked. I don't really want to. Okay. Why is it that when somebody comes and asks a question about side chicks, why is it always so negative? And why is it like, oh, you guys are wrong or whatever? That man doesn't love you. That man's not going to leave his wife. Why is that? Because I can say that. Oh.
Are y'all leaving y'all wives for the side piece?
Hey, wait.
Why you being so negative towards side chicks, Kitty?
Wait, she said she didn't ask the question yet.
I just want to know why is it so negative? And I can say that who I'm with, he moves mountains for me.
Okay.
Are you a side chick?
Hold on.
I've been both with him. I've been his main chick. I've been his side chick.
Okay, hold on. Whoa.
Okay, so.
Okay, hold on. Before we get to that story.
Now we got some understanding.
Before we get to that story, Kitty, what's your first part of what's the first part?
Hey. Right, all of y'all, I'm not the only one in here, so don't y'all do that.
No, I appreciate you for that question. I thank you for that question, because I know a lot of people are upset when I talk about this. But let me say this for a second. I don't have a problem with the way that a person necessarily positions himself unless they are mocking the wife. The clip that you all saw is because she was mocking the wife. That was the issue that I had. However, if you are knowingly putting yourself in a position to be a side chick, and this is me as a woman, I'm always going to think of woman to woman code. Are you thinking about that woman? And then also the position that you're putting yourself in as well. It's very few times that you'll see a side chick actually advance from being a side chick, but most times she's used as a tool. You may be a unicorn in that situation, but most times we're seeing people who are putting themselves in a position as a side chick because they're operating from a place of low self-worth. That's the reason why I'm passionate about that, because I want women to change. I don't want women to simply just accept scraps, but I also, as a married woman, don't want a woman to be mocking a wife. Because as a married woman, I know that although it's my husband that stepped out, if you knew that he was married, if you knew that he was with somebody, why did you position yourself to be in that place in the first place? I'm all about my marriage serving other people outside of me. And I would hope that people are a little more selfless and not selfish, but the world that we live in, most times people do things for their own favor, for their own benefit. I'm just not with that.
But what if she's aware? What if she knows we've had conversations, we've met up, we've talked?
Hold on, wait.
So the wife know about the side chick?
Absolutely.
The wife is aware?
Absolutely.
I know you
We
lying.
met, we talked.
Oh, she said we've met. They've met.
Okay, so then if that's the situation, that's different because they have an open relationship. I'm talking about if a person has a monogamous relationship and they didn't consent for a side chick to step in. That's the reason why you see me get passionate about that. But if a mama do want to go ahead and open up her marriage to somebody else, that's their swag, baby.
My thing is, if you're so secure in your position as side chick, why are you here? It's not making sense.
I can't do nothing about that.
Hey, can I say something to what you say? I love everything you just said. Why I gotta be this guy? You said accept scraps. There's an argument that sometimes a side chick get the best of the man.
And I do.
Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, you a proud side chick. You a proud side chick. Hey.
Well, shit.
Hold on, wait a minute. Because now you got me here.
Because why are you so
hold on.
proud?
What's the best of this man?
I mean, what he does for her, what he does in his house, he does.
Hold on,
for
wait, y'all. I want to hear it. What's the best of this man you getting?
I mean, I don't see any difference that what he does for her, what he does for me. It's all the same. Like, we spend time together.
Do you think he's showing you all of that?
Oh, he is.
Do you really think you have walked the walk that wife has had to walk in those trials and tribulations in their marriage? You really think that you getting that version of that man?
I think I've done all that with him as well. Like, there's honestly no.
I can't
no
delude
difference.
reality, baby.
No,
Okay.
I'm being so serious. There's actually no difference.
There's no okay.
I don't think. I mean.
Hold on. I'm coming down.
So why won't he marry you?
Hold on.
He comes with a lot.
Hold on.
To me before he married her and told me she asked him to.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on.
He came to you before he chose.
Guys, quick story time. One time I was a side chick and I had no idea this man was married. But I will tell you, that would explain why all of our interactions were positive for the time that we were dating before I caught on that, oh, this nigga is married. Side chicks and like women who don't know that a man is married, of course they always get the best parts because the men are trying to escape from something at home. They want to have fun. They want to feel free, right? They want to feel liberated in the arms of another woman. So of course you're getting the best parts of him, but that's not who he truly is, dummy. So you're revving in the fact that you're a side chick, and girl, that's nothing to be proud of. I feel sorry for her. I do.
Baby, you're making it worse.
To
Wait a
explain
minute.
to you, and you took that and thought, oh wow, he got my permission before he married another woman.
I was with somebody. I was encouraged it and I was in a happy place.
Hold on, time out. Hold on, let me ask you a question. You live in Dallas, don't you?
I do not.
Okay, good.
No,
I was
we
about
ain't
to
doing
talk
that.
about your city.
You gotta live in Atlanta.
Okay.
I don't.
Let's go back to this. Let's take some time to unpack this. So basically what you're saying is she is aware of y'all relationship and she's okay with it.
No, she's not okay with it, but what can she do about
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Bitch, you ain't shit.
Hold the fuck. Hold the fucking front door.
So she's not okay with you. You're just okay being a homewrecker.
I'm not a homewrecker though.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Pause. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I hate when they try to use that excuse. Oh, it's not me. He's the one that's married. I'm not. Do you ever think about when one day you wake up and you decide to stop being a ditzy hoe and you want a man of your own? And you ever think about the karma that's going to come your way and how you'll never be able to attain that because you were contributing to somebody else's infidelity in their own marriage playing in God's face? Marriage is a thing that you do in front of God. It's you, your husband, and God, right? You're openly and proudly disrespecting God and going against the kingdom that is marriage, although you're not in it. But it's just like, if you know the man married, what? I feel like that turns a woman on more. It never did it for me, but I feel like that makes them feel like they won or that they got somebody. If it fulfills an insecurity in a woman when she quote unquote takes another woman's man. And honestly, the shit is just disgusting. All you'll ever be is a cum dumpster for the most part, sweetheart.
Wait, hold on.
You're not a homewrecker.
You better start explaining some stuff.
Okay, listen. We both have history with this dude. 20-something years. We dated. I went on somewhere. They started having kids.
We all got one of them, don't we? We all got people that we dated
right.
20 years ago.
But my thing is, I'm not a homewrecker.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
I want you, everybody look to your left and right, say, shh. I want you to be really honest.
Okay.
Are you fucking her husband?
Absolutely.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Oh, okay. There's a difference in believing in God and fearing God. I don't think that you fear God because I don't think you understand the conviction that's being a person who is the person who is stepping into somebody's marriage. God does not approve of that. If you read that word, if you take in your daily bread, there will be a conviction. You think that this is just a book that works for you whenever you want it to work for you. That's not how it goes, baby. So for you to be able to say that you believe in God right now, that's the reason. If y'all really want to know why I'm passionate about this conversation, that's the reason. Because in my walk, I fear God. So every behavior that I have reflects on the godly principles and my fear of God. So I am never going to get up to no mic and say that I knowingly have stepped into somebody else's marriage, and I am okay with that. If the shoe was on the other foot, I guarantee you if the shoe was on the other foot. You talking about this woman doesn't approve of that. You causing pain to that woman as well. We as brothers and sisters of Christ, we are not supposed to be causing intentional pain on somebody else. So I challenge you since you got up to this mic to try to challenge your girl, Kitty.
Yeah, and it's just like if she would have came up with some kind of remorse, like I'm in love with a married man, we had this going on, we went our separate ways, and then when we got back together, he was seeing somebody else, and they eventually got married. It's not what you do sometimes, it's how you do it. Now that's something that maybe I could understand. If your self-esteem is just that low and you feel like that's the man that you gotta have, although he already belongs to somebody else, that's easier to swallow than you just coming up here like a proud home wrecker. And you are a home wrecker, and he ain't shit either, but it's just like, damn.
I challenge you, okay? Because now you finna see 6'5" Grove side. I challenge you, honey. I challenge you. Maybe you need to fast so you can get that spiritual demon off of you. I challenge you.
Hey, shit, listen. Hey, you can get a card game after the show or me. Go get, thank you for your question. All right, woo! Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Woo! Praise the Lord, saints. I love you. That's why we give you a card game.
I want to make sure that you run that clip so they can take that one out.
I got you. Because the thing is, I'm not sure what she thought was going to happen. Because she said, I directed this to Kitty. I don't know what she thought was going to happen.
I don't know. I think y'all need to understand, like I said, if you know a nigga from 6'5", there ain't no fear in us. I need y'all to understand that. I like a good debate.
Yeah.
I love that. But my position on that is never going to change. I am a woman's woman, regardless of the think pieces that y'all see, regardless of those 30-second clips that y'all see. I want better for women. I don't want women to put themselves in a low position for the sake of no man, because I promise you it's something better out there. You don't have to put yourself in position just because you don't want to be lonely or because you want a little bit of company. I guarantee you when you start having a little more discernment, a little more discipline, a little more control in your life, that man will find you. Typically, the side chicks, when they hear these conversations, is coming from a place of desperation. And I'll be damned if I let my women be desperate women. I refuse to allow that. So if you have positioned yourself like that, I promise you, you are not getting the best aspects. You may be getting the pieces of him that the wife hasn't seen in a long time, because either he took those pieces away or because he hasn't been able to navigate those hardships in an appropriate way in his marriage. But don't take the scraps.
I appreciate it. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
But because your question was, why do relationships seem so transactional? That to me says that you experience this a lot, right? And if you're experiencing this a lot where you feel like someone just wants you for something, then maybe we have to go back to the drawing board and understand what we're accepting for ourselves, what we're valuing for ourselves. A lot of times, like in addition to fear, we become desperate, we become lonely, and we'll take a piece of what we can get rather than the whole thing. It's like,
Yeah. And let's not leave out this important thing at this accountability point. A lot of women attract men who only want to use them for stuff is because those women are users themselves, and more often than not you attract what you are. So if you're a user, expect to get used by men and don't complain about it. I remember early on when I was about 18, 19, I was just so entitled, for like a man gotta do this, he gotta pay this, he gotta pay that, I'm old, all of this and all of that. Attracted losers and dusties the whole time, and it's nobody's fault but mine. Okay, and if you're an adult and you're really having to question why I keep attracting a certain kind of man or certain kind of woman, baby, it's you.
like sometimes we allow men to put us in situations where he doesn't want the relationship yet, but if I give him the sex, or if I cook for him, or if I do these nurturing things for him, I'll warm him up to this idea. And ladies, if a man doesn't want you, no amount of sex and no amount of warm meals is gonna make him want you. And so we have to come back to the drawing board and say, listen, I am valuable, I am worthy, I deserve more than this. I will not be a transaction that's just in the bedroom. And you know if you're a transaction. Is he speaking in future tense to you? Is he taking you out? Is he courting you? Is he asking about your family? Is he asking about the things that you like? Or is he coming over to kick it? Or is he just coming over to take you out to dinner and you end up at his place or he ends up at your place? It's transactional for you because that's what you're accepting.
I would argue, clap it up, because I'm about to say some shit y'all not gonna like.
Here he
clap it
go.
up, let it breathe. We're taking purely transactional out of this equation. But I would argue that for women, relationships ain't transactional enough. To be for real.
What?
There are so many women that got babies by niggas that can't even give $40 for Pampers. There are so many women, because they love a guy, they're gonna be in a relationship with the potential of him, which means she's not getting anything in the present while she is giving up her current body, her current youth, her current wifely qualities to a man. That man ain't giving everything that you said about kicking for a man, this, that, and another. A beat different if that nigga was taking care of you too. You only feel the weight when you're not getting it reciprocated. So here's the thing. I'm not saying purely, like, I'm taking purely out. But if I noticed you came over and you cooked for me, the next morning I wake up, I might be like, hey man, hey, I noticed you want to get your nails done today? Let me take care of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a.
But that's reciprocity.
Well,
That's
no,
not
no.
transactional.
I don't give a fuck. Hold on. I don't give. So what we gonna do? Let me.
Transactional relationship that we can have. Pride, ego, control have to go out the window. And a lot of times with attachment issues, we're looking to control either to cope or compensate with something. So once you release those things, you can have a healthy transactional relationship.
Anybody else? Thank you for your question. Hey, Dr. Ryan, we're gonna have to do a podcast on that, because
Sure
we're gonna have to do a
well,
podcast.
let's 100%.
Because I've heard you
Because
say that.
reciprocity and transactional was two different things. When you get into a relationship and you lead with a transactional mindset, you have already put out there and laid out a list of what you want from this person. And you've also laid out a list of what they have to give you in exchange for what you want to give them. Relational from the heart
Hold on,
space.
can we stop? Can we stay there though?
No. Relational from a heart space means that me and you are dating and talking. And now this thing is taking its natural maturation of me feeling in my spirit to want to submit or do things for you. Now that you're experiencing me in my true essence of the woman I am, now you're feeling driven to naturally do things for me. That's reciprocity. But I didn't come into it saying, hey, I met Ace and there's this list that I want for him to do. And if he does this other list, then we can transaction. That is not going to work.
But do you think at some point, I mean, obviously on day one, I'm not going to do that, but do you think that at some point, two adults have to sit down and say, this is what I expect from a relationship.
But again,
these are the things I expect you to do. These are conversations that I think, because people are more concerned about how they feel, they ignore those important things.
Expectations and
it is a fucking expectation.
But a transaction is not an expectation.
Hold on,
Listen,
Dr. Brian.
Expectation is this. I expect you, Ace, to open my door. I expect you to check in with me to make sure I'm good throughout the day. I expect you to be exclusive with me if you're sleeping with me, because I need my body to be safe. Transaction is, if you open up my door, I don't mind cooking for you. If you make sure you check in with me, then then I don't mind staying the night. If you make sure you pay my bills, then I will have sex with you. That's transactional. That's not reciprocity, and that's not expectations. Expectations means this is what I would expect for you. That has nothing to do with if you do this, then I'm going to transaction with you.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on. Time out.
I think it's semantics.
So in that case, I'm gonna move on, because people say I like to get the last word. Best believe I got some fire shit I want to say right now, but we got another conversation to get to. No, if we sit down, okay. No, Kitty. No, we grown. I'm gonna need your 50% of these bills on the 15. I expect that of you, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give my 50%, and we're gonna be able to pay these goddamn bills. You don't do that, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I think we need to have real conversations with people about what we actually expect them to do. And yes, it's not bad to say, in exchange, this is what I'm gonna do for you. I don't think that is bad. I think our problem is that we're too afraid to appear, and I say appear shallow. When some of these things that we know we need in a relationship to be happy, we need to be able to tell people. But when we're not telling people because it seems like an expectation or whatever, and then here's the thing, yes, this is what you get. This is how I can be my best self for you. I can't be my best self for you if I don't find safety here. And these are the things that if you're able to do this is what's gonna bring this out of me.
You're talking about emotionally intelligent reciprocity, expectation, conversation.
We saying the same thing.
Very different.
I actually agree with what you're saying. The expectation itself is transactional.
Yeah.
I expect you to do this so that I can do this. I expect you to do this so that I can feel this way. A transaction is you come with this and you get that.
Right. Go ahead.
So the expectation, the transaction is you be exclusive to me so that I feel safe in this relationship. Two people have to bring something to the table and get something.
Wait, I like that because what that's describing is codependency. If I need you to do this in order for me to do that, what did Tara say? That's called codependency.
Okay.
Wait
How about
minute,
this? This is
that's
important.
called codependency.
This is important.
So you have to make sure that when you have your expectations, it's not tied to if you do this, then I can show up in this relationship. That's unhealthy and it's codependent.
Okay, how about this? We're gonna solve this argument by playing rock, paper, scissors. That's 101.
Come on, let's go.
All right,
let's go.
It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Go.
Hey, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, you
I won.
All right. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, guys. I'm Erica. First, thank you for the 3 p.m. show. Very good. Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, so I have a happily married woman question. As a happily married woman, love it. Diane, how do you, and I know Miss Kitty, I'm waiting for you. I love you all, but how do you not sweat the small stuff?
Okay. All right. So, okay. So the first thing is to make sure that cognitive biases are not showing up. Sometimes when our needs are not met, the small issues become a standing room for bigger issues. For instance, maybe you left a couple of dishes in the sink and I got frustrated behind it. But the bigger issue is I felt unsupported. But I nagged about that one thing instead of me just highlighting that I felt unsupported. When we start operating in those cognitive biases, what we do is we start highlighting all of the things that they have done to support maybe that belief that you're not supporting me. Instead, if we start looking at the things that they have done that go against that belief that we have about them, that bias about them, we start focusing on the things that they did do to support us. It helps us take away from nagging about certain things. Also, projection of perfectionism is another one as well. That's a big one that I really do practice in my marriage because I still have perfectionistic tendencies. And so a lot of times, because perfectionism is dimensional. So a lot of times, because I'm hard on myself about things, it may project onto my husband, and I have to pull back from that others-oriented perfectionism. And I have to remember that he's a human. You know, men especially are going to do things that we don't necessarily do as women, and that's okay. But I also have to look and see, is it just a pet peeve of mine? Because if it's a pet peeve, I have to be willing to compromise in some space. Again, if I see that you are a human and I continue to address you as a human, I realize that you're going to have shortcomings and things like that. But if you highlight the more positive things, not saying to take away from the negative, if you continue to highlight those positive things in your marriage, it kind of helps you take away from minimizing and discrediting the things that maybe he has fallen short on. And if you realize what those triggers are within yourself, you can be able to communicate those things. Me and my husband have this practice of where we actually sit face to face with each other. The closet is my sanctuary. So I'll put my husband there, babe, I need to talk to you for a second, with my Hershey's nugget, and I'll be eating on it, talking, say, baby, now listen. Like Dr. B said, the sandwich feedback method is a good one. Let's start off with the positives first. I do want to highlight this one thing. I want to talk through it, but also not necessarily personalize it, not getting defensive, not talking down to break him down or break his character, anything like that. We talk about these issues in an assertive, healthy manner. And then once we do that, end it off with that positive, and we move forward because we have already resolved the issue. Just be able to sit down and see when I'm triggered about something that maybe I have not expressed, or if it's just a pet peeve, because baby, we ain't always gonna have the happiest days in our marriage. There may be some moments where we are irritated by you. I've seen you all day, every day. I'm a little tired, and I may nag a little bit, but I know that I committed to you. And in my vows, that's a huge commitment to say that even if we don't have those sunshiny days, I'm still gonna love you through those days because of my commitment. So that'll help you out, baby.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Lateris?
I noticed the way you phrased your question. You said, how do you not sweat the small stuff? Is it because you're calling it small, or is he calling it small?
I would actually pinpoint what Kitty just said, maybe putting my focus on something that's real minimal.
And you feel like it's minimum, in your opinion?
Yeah, it actually is. I know it is. So.
Oh, shit. Did not expect that.
I'm being very honest. I'm very happy in the space we are. So now years in, kids are getting older, going to college. It's just us.
Yeah, but I want you to speak to your point, because I see where you were probably going with that.
Yeah, because the interesting thing about it, first of all, thank you for the self-awareness to say that you know that it's small. But it was a couple that was on my podcast, Harriet and Marcus from Grove Side as well. And they got a divorce because of all the small things. And now they are their second time around, about to get married again. And she was so upset that he would leave his clothes on the floor, and he would be upset about some things that she did. But when they were away dating other people, they missed the other stuff that they were doing, meaning he would cook a lot, but he kept his clothes on the floor. So would you feel like that's an even exchange if he left his clothes on the floor, but he cooked you gourmet meals every night? You know, and so sometimes we're looking for perfect people. Somebody said, hey man, yeah, I need somebody to cook. Yeah.
Oh, he does that. He doesn't even make me do the dishes. So
he don't make you do the dishes.
He cooks everything and does the dishes.
Oh, see, now you just,
I'm being
now you
honest.
just being just ungrateful. You just ungrateful.
Now, before we go forward, we have another pod after intermission, but I want to thank Donnie. Thanks for coming last minute. Donnie Wiggins from Atlanta, you just had a conference yesterday, or 2 days ago. What was the conference again?
It's called the My First Million Live Conference. My business partner and I are business coaches who helps people make millions of dollars. And we did a conference with about 600 people who are on their way to their first million.
So I thank you so much. Now, Lateris, if you can tell the crew a little bit about you a little bit. I know they already know you a little bit, but your journey with the podcast, where did that start?
Well, first of all, Ace, I appreciate you for having me on here. You know, I always admire what you do. I'm the host of Dear Future Wifey podcast. Thank you so much. So after my divorce, this December the 20th.
He full of crap too, but one thing that I did like that Ace said was when he gave the example about the couple who got divorced and then got back together because they realized even the small things that got on their nerves inside of the marriage, they realized that, damn, you know, I actually didn't mind that. You know, I think people miss that you're going to have to put up with something from everybody. Everybody's going to do something that you don't like, even your husband and your wife. Okay, so if you're looking for perfection in imperfect human beings, you're going to be forever single. I'm just saying.
9th will be the 9-year anniversary of my divorce. I don't believe in throwing, parties from a divorce. That is a death. And sometimes we normalize divorce and we say, let's celebrate. Now, if it was abuse and all that type of stuff that happened in the marriage, then that is something to celebrate when you get free. But every year on December 29th, I I mourn that loss, because if I don't mourn it, then I won't fix what it was that caused me to even file for divorce. And so my whole podcast is my personal journey as I discover, uncover, and recover love. I sit down with people that are married, people that are single, people that have been divorced, and I extract gems from them to teach me how to become a better man for my future wifey.
And Dr. Bryant, if we can tell the 3 p.m. people a little bit about you. I know
He's
they
so
are
damn
familiar with you, but
performative.
it's, just
You don't need to do all
Yeah,
of
y'all
that.
probably see me on MTV's Teen Mom Family Reunion. I co-produced and developed that show. We are nominated as the best unscripted reality show on TV. I'm also on y'all can clap if you want to. I also have my talk show called Truth Talks, which is on Fox Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I've been on LaTerrace's. I've been privileged enough to be a guest on his show. I also have my own Dr. Brian speaking tour where I'm everywhere, different conferences. I'm in private practice. I'm also on every news channel in every state we go to as a psychology expert. I'll be on Good Morning Texas tomorrow morning, y'all, here, giving gems and tips and tools here. And then I've gone viral. I think I go viral.
And my question is, if a man wanted to, he would. How do you feel about that saying, really? And do you think it stands true?
if a man wanted to, he would. Is that the truth, Dimitri?
No.
Yeah, I think.
No? I'm gonna tell you the reason I think this, right? Because you have a lot of men who want to but cannot. Ooh. Sometimes that bank account don't fund the wants and wishes he want. He want that PS5, but he ain't got that PS5 either. So the thing about it is, if you looking at it in a standpoint to where if he desires it for you, he would go out and do it, baby. A lot of times he don't have it for himself, so he can't do it for you. There's some men that you can apply this to, but not all men, no.
Or maybe he don't want to do it. Maybe he don't want to do it. And it's not that he ever said he wanted to. Oftentimes we place what we want other people to do and think that they should comply with that. Sometimes you may not be at that level yet, in my opinion. So if he wanted to, he would, but you're right, he don't. And instead of
I'm always so cautious about taking any advice from somebody who doesn't have experience in the field. And I've never seen Ace with a woman, Cheyenne with a man that's taking her seriously. And this little terrorist dude, he's just way too performative. The Keita girl, I've never seen her with anybody either. So, like, I don't even know why these people are up here giving. I'm sorry.
accepting that, what do? You try to guilt a man into doing something he don't want to do for you. All those things you're begging that man to do for the girl he actually wants, he probably would.
I think there's two different men. There's a man who, if he wanted to, he would, and he doesn't want to do it for you, sweetie. And then there's that man who, if he wanted to, he would, and you want him to do something that he doesn't want to do. You're self-projecting onto him your fantasy ideology of what you want of a man, and he never signed up to do that. And so what happens is you clothe him with what you want, never openly communicating to him that that's what you want. Then you gaslight him because you didn't get it. And so we got to be careful about that. We have to have open communication that says, look, transparently, this is what I want, this is what I expect. Can you commit to that? Two things. Do you have the bandwidth, and do you want to? Because he can have the bandwidth and not want to do it with you. Or he cannot have the bandwidth and keep manipulating you to think that he does just to get what he wants from you. Either way, you have to be open and clear about, this is what I need, these are my conduciveness, and can you deliver, and will you? And can you start right now?
I want to add this part. I don't think that means a man, to your statement, if he wanted to, he would. Just because he's not currently doesn't necessarily mean he's not feeling you. It just may be just yet. You haven't gotten to that point just yet. For example, there are certain women that will say, hey, I don't just have sex with anybody. We have to get to a certain level before I have sex. And if I said, everybody be like, yeah, cool, 90 days until he commits this and this, that, and other. But if a man is saying, hey, I want to be disciplined with certain behaviors until I'm sure about you, why does that mean that he doesn't want you? It just means right now, we ain't got to that level yet.
Ladies, I think that we need to really bridge the gap between reality and our perception. If a man wants to, the man will. If you've been with him for 5-10 years and you're saying he hasn't married you yet. If he wanted to, he would have. And so again, stop selling yourself dreams or stop buying.
I agree with her little chicken head self on that. I mean, it doesn't take 5 or 10 years. That's just ridiculous. You're wasting my time at that point. I don't care what anybody says. Women move on a different clock than men. You can't allow a man to waste your time like that. And fellas, if y'all are wasting a woman's time like that, y'all are dead wrong. Knowing that you don't want her like that for real, don't do that. Karma is real.
The dreams that they're selling you to convince yourself that he will at some point. That's called you falling in love with the potential. Do you want a potential man who maybe and probably never will? Or do you want a man who's doing it now so you know who you're with or you know who you're not choosing? We have to become realistic about choosing who the person is and not who they can be or who we want them to be. And I believe that relationships will be much more fulfilling and happy at that point.
So, clap it up. So let me ask you this question. So if you're saying, I don't want to have sex until I get in a serious relationship, does that mean physically in moments you wouldn't want to have sex with that person? Like you still may have that urge, you still might have that desire, you still might find them sexually attractive, but you have discipline.
But you said the key word. If I said, that means I've communicated to you from the beginning that I don't want to be intimate with you sexually until a certain date or time frame. We're talking about her saying a man who doesn't do something, is it because he doesn't want to do it? It's because he doesn't want to do it. I think it's very clear.
I think,
it's nothing,
okay.
it's self-explanatory.
Okay, thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Just to add to the point, I think that's not always the case. Sometimes when you're dealing with love, I think we forget to add effort into the equation. Like you may want that dozen roses, baby, but all I got for you is 2 today. And that's all I have. I've given you all I have. The thing about it is that may not be sufficient in this moment for a lot of people, but if it works for you and you love me and you know I'm trying, baby, that's all that matters.
I like what he said right there because that's the truth. And that doesn't even have to apply to things that are physical. That could apply to like emotional things as well. Like you want your man to be like after work, full-fledged energy so he could be in conversation mode to talk to you. But what if his energy is all depleted from work? You can't expect a man to show up 100% and be this perfect human being for you every single day, ladies. You got to understand your man is a human. Don't stress him out even more than he already is. You're going to run him off. But I will say it is a caveat, and it is some men who will use that. I don't have it right now. You'll never see another good day after that. It's some men, but those are mostly Pookie and Ray Rays.
Listen. I don't want my point to be diluted. So thank you for your question. We get another question. I don't want my point to be diluted. What I'm saying is, just like you can say, I want to wait to have sex, certain men can say, hey, I want to wait until this, and this happen, and I am sure about you before I overcommit on dates, or overcommit on time, or overcommit with this or that. And if you can do it with your body or your gifts or your energy, a man can do it too. It doesn't mean that he don't like you. It's just y'all might not know each other just that well just yet.
And so ladies, if he undercommits on the things that are important to you, then you need to undercommit the relationship.
All right. So it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. Okay, I got it. What's your name? What's your question? Oh my God.
My name is Big C from Toledo, Ohio. My question is, why do women act or seem so ungrateful when most men ask for is pussy and peace?
Because y'all bring bad dick, disappointment, and chaos.
Oh, that is not true. It's a lot more simple than that. I will say I am a very feminine, submissive, very well-rounded, fun woman to be around. I am a jack of all trades, and that's not self-proclaimed. But at the end of the day, I am a woman with raging hormones. And sometimes women be tripping and we don't even understand why. Sometimes we really cannot control it. Y'all have to understand that. If we could, we would. But sometimes we fly off the handle and it's not our fault. Especially when, just think about how women are around that time of the month. Grumpy, bitchy, hungry. We look fat. We hate ourselves. We hate you. We hate the dog. It's not personal, and I'm not making an excuse, but if we're going to talk like adults, let's talk like adults. None of the shit that this bitch is saying with this drawstring ponytail.
So why do y'all deal with it?
Thank you for your question. That was easy, guys. Take the night off, you guys. I got this. That's all. I don't have anything else, Trip.
Did anybody else have anything?
I think I pretty much covered it. I don't under. Does anybody else?
Thank you for your question.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate you. So I'm gonna speak to the other side of it, and I applaud you if that's all you want. But I want more than that. You know, I think we have to up our standards. Peace and coochie ain't enough no more. I want a partner. I want somebody I can build with. I want somebody that can ask me about my mental health. I want somebody to be active part of this relationship. And oftentimes, I think when we are looking to minimize from our partner just those things, we don't gauge the other qualities needed to actually give you peace, right? Because that is not something that matter of fact, I don't believe somebody, and this is my opinion, should be your peace. I believe we have to find peace within ourselves, and that person just can't interrupt what we've already built, right? So what I want to ask you is, what about your picking process? To where those are the only two things that you're looking for, and you still can't get that shit correct. The floor is yours. No, I'm just playing. You got anything back for us?
Well, I'm engaged to her, but...
Oh,
It wasn't like that in the beginning. Now it's kind of, you know...
Now it's better.
No, now it's worse. Yeah.
Let me say something. All right, so look, respectfully, you know, I've coached a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of married couples, and I say with certainty, men are horrible selectors of wives. And one of the reasons is because we don't understand how to look past just the surface of what we desire and what is logical to us, and we don't understand how to examine, is there true connection here? Does that woman really like you, the man? All right? Because it's very easy for someone who may just want a relationship, want marriage, want security to behave a certain kind of way initially, but she can't sustain that because she doesn't have that true love and desire for you. Now, I'm not saying it's automatically your situation, but well,
see, you fucking up his piece already. He can't even try to ask his goddamn question. And here you are. I'm right here. Come on, then. Since you want some goddamn attention. Come on now. You want some attention and shit.
Damn. Well, there it is.
Don't fuck up his piece again. Come on.
You ain't getting no peace tonight, brother.
Hold on. Can I ask you a couple questions? Be honest, don't lie. You be fucking up his piece.
No, I don't think I do.
Hold on, go to the mic.
No, I don't.
You don't?
They say, yes, you do.
Let me see. Let me look at your face real quick.
Nah, yeah, she be fucking up his piece.
I know, just a tad bit.
I feel like he deserve it.
Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Next question. Let's get this side of the panel. How do you find peace inside of a relationship, though? Is it possible to find it inside of a relationship, or do you believe that you already have to be peaceful before? Or is that something somebody can help you with?
I think that's what you said. It should already be within you, and then that person should complement it. Don't interrupt shit I got going on. If you having a bad day, something like that, absolutely, I'm gonna be there for you. But if every single day you complaining about something, or you got something to say, or if something's not working, well in your life, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, I agree with her with that. Women also don't want to hear that shit too. And I think men definitely don't want to hear that shit. Bad enough y'all deal with enough from us. But don't forget, I think both sides forget sometimes that the other person has to deal with your shit too, whether you realize it or not.
I'm happy over here.
I think in peace there can be additions and subtractions, but like you said, that base level peace has to be there in order to add to it or subtract it.
Stefan?
I think we got to think about it like this. We have to create peace in our relationships. Are we having healthy communication? Are we creating safe spaces for each other? Are we making sure that there's not confusion, but more clarity when it's something that we're questioning in this relationship? Because a lot of times we don't have peace because we're doing things or moving in ways that's making our partners feel some kind of way. And we're not addressing it and resolving it. But if we have an environment where we can be real with each other, open with each other, and be in harmony with each other, then peace can be created in that relationship.
And also, I think we need to keep.
Shut up. I think the biggest thing, everybody just wants a perfect relationship, and it's just like nothing is perfect. We are flawed human beings. We're flawed individuals. Stop shooting for perfection and making a list of what you want the person to be and what you want them to have and all of this and all of that. You're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be single. You're gonna fail yourself every time. Putting those kind of I don't want to say limitations, but expectations on somebody who is not Jesus Christ.
Keep in mind that every relationship is a direct reflection of ourselves. And so whatever is in that relationship, we have to take inventory of what in us calibrated that. What part of either our dysfunction or our functionality attracted that piece in that person that's either peace or brokenness. And then we have to look at it and say, and this may be a hard one for people to accept, but whatever is missing in that relationship is usually what you're not giving. And that's a hard one. And so whatever is missing, if you bring it, it's no longer missing. And if everyone took a responsibility to bring what they wanted to the party, I always say, when you get to the party, it'll be there. Same thing with the relationship. And so it's important. It's not always about what your partner isn't doing. How about what are you not adding or bringing to the relationship that can bring the peace, that can bring the joy, that can be the happiness? And then how do you sustain it? Because a lot of relationships can maintain certain things, but it's sustainability that ends up putting the relationship into divorce, separation, or discord.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, so my name is Ariel. I'm single, 31, no kids.
Mike, okay.
Sorry, I'm single, 31, no kids. I have a big heart. I'm an educated girl. But lately it just seems like I'm attracting more taken and married men than anything. Taken and married men. I'm attracting them more than the single men.
What the fuck does taken in mean, though?
No, taken and.
Like, is it a stray? Is it a motherfucking cat? Is it a dog?
No.
What the fuck is taken in?
Taken and. So taken and or.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was about to say.
And that includes, but is not limited to, taken and married men of people close to me. So. And it seems like all right, Trip, I have no idea why, in all honesty. I don't know. I want nothing to do with a taken man.
Right.
So I'm ready to give up on dating at this
Barbara,
point.
this is Shirley.
I'm ready to give up. So is there any advice you can tell me to kind of stay positive about maybe being open to finding a partner?
But let me ask you this. Why would you be in the space of giving up on dating if you're not the one who wants the married or taken men? It's them who are just having to pursue you. Why would you want to give up?
I guess I'm just getting like really discouraged, and the single guys are like, you know, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're what I want. It's just not the right time.
Are you
right
hanging
now.
out in places where it consists of single people, or are you hanging out in places where everybody married?
I'm just doing like the typical, like, you know, bars, you know, even like friends gatherings. Nothing that's like.
Yes.
Is these niggas from Brooklyn? These married niggas from Brooklyn? Cause I didn't hear it. No, I'm just playing. All right, listen. Let's be clear here. Finding, and I want everybody to hear this, finding the right person for you.
What? Talk about it.
Can be difficult. When you have standards, when you don't settle, when you know what you want, when you're on your path and your purpose, it can be difficult. Expect it to be. What happens is we face that adversity and we thinking about giving up.
No, what happens is blanket statements like that are dangerous because you don't know the ins and out of that person, who they are, and the things that they've done in relationships, how they operate in relationships. Like, you don't know them as a whole, so you can't say what happens is blah 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 blah. Please take these people's advice with a grain of salt, because you don't know them, they don't know you, and 9 times out of 10 they just trying to get some money, telling you what you want to hear, so another sucker buys a ticket to the show and then get some more money.
I get it. You had a married man or two in your DMs. don't give that man attention. Don't give those men attention. Those men need to be far away from your mind. As soon as you find out somebody's married, move on. The dating situation, though, to get discouraged and say, hey man, I feel like giving up, cool. If that's what you want to do, but you'll never win if you give up. You'll never find that Mr. Right if you give up. Sometimes, and I hate to get this part, but we started earlier, sometimes discouragement is the devil's work. That's how we give up on not receiving our blessings. And all God asks us to do oftentimes is to walk forward and don't look back. That's it. He don't ask you, matter of fact, run for it. He don't ask you to do nothing extraordinary. He don't ask you to do superhuman things. He just say, put one foot in front of the other, Sometimes that's what you got to do. Now listen, I ain't saying that you ain't got to take a break if you want to. For your mental health and your safety, emotional safety, if you ought to say, for this season, I'm going to just focus on me because it's too much, cool. But I don't want the reason you don't find your Mr. Right is because you discouraged. Now, if you chose that because you want to just be with yourself, I support that. But all you got to do is put one foot in front of another, all right?
I just want to throw this out there. I've seen with a lot of women, this may or may not apply to you, but the women who've come to me and they're always getting approached by taken or married men, they either give off a lot of masculine energy or emotionally detached energy. And those two energies are the prime candidate for a side chick. Because if I'm a dude and I'm looking for someone on the side, I need someone that can play their position, who ain't gonna get caught up in their feelings, gonna take what I give them and keep it moving. So when you are coming off detached in that way, that can draw those men to you. And if you are coming off...
He not lying. I know so many women. Like I said, I grew up with some hood bitches. All right. Now I'm just gonna say what it is. And they think they're just so alpha, they're so masculine, they're so boss bitch, boss babe. Never had a good man want them or date them or pursue them in their entire lives.
That way, ask yourself, do I have walls up? Am I not allowing myself to feel my feelings? You know what I'm saying? You might have some things you need to heal from, and getting rid of that blockage will change the energy that you're giving off, and therefore will change the type of men you draw to you.
And I just want to say, sweetie, what you focus on magnifies. Y'all can clap it up.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
And I want to say to you, what you focus on magnifies. So I would like for you to shift your focus from, why are all these married, taken men trying to pursue me? And focus on what it is that you do want. And create an actual narrative of the type of man you do want. And focus on that, because what you're seeking is seeking you, but we have to know what we're seeking. And we have to have a clear idea. The Bible says, have a plan, make it plain, right? And so have that plan, make it plain, and focus on that, and try to get yourself out of the fact of this mindset of, I'm doomed because these taken married men are pursuing me. Stop making yourself the victim of it and make yourself the victor and say, they may be pursuing me, but all I have to do is pivot, not pay attention, keep it pushing, and focus on what you do want. And I want you to pay attention to how much that opens up. And you'll start to see through that you become empowered, because what you're focused on will magnify.
Appreciate it. Anybody over here? Anything?
All right, guys, and that's going to be the end of today's video. This was just a little run through video that I did. I'm officially back on YouTube, ready to fuck up the algorithm. Woohoo! I feel refreshed. I feel great. Oh my God. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to get the numbers back up and continue doing what I love. So thank you guys so much for watching. Everybody on the replay, everybody that watched, I appreciate you so much. I can't wait to get back to where we used to be and better. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Let me know how I'm doing on our channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.